Hello, fellow star stuff. Hello, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday evening. We are back today with some more Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. So it seems like my voice, I was talking about last time, yesterday, how with 100 line my voice is kind of dying a little bit, but it seems like my voice is doing better today, mostly better, not 100%, but mostly better. So I'm not too worried about that. I should be able to do some voices today, which is good. Because Ever 17 is a story-based game. So last time I mean, there's like a few different things I have to talk about. Let me go ahead and get into the game. Actually, where was it? Here? When I entered the room. Yeah, here. Ah, it's freaking this. It's freaking this song. I don't. I mean, whatever. It's just this song is like, what the hell is this? Okay. But that's neither here nor there. Last time we learned that Sora is a hologram. She's not real. She's like an AI hologram thing. It's like this big reveal. We also, because we learned that because the power went out and we went to go like explore a little bit more of the amusement park, essentially all the different like egg elevators and whatever else. And now we're playing a game of tag, kick the can. I'm not really sure. And I think like for broad strokes, that's about the most important things. There was a big talk about Tsugumi, I don't know. There's a big talk about her, and essentially like it seems like she's a completely different person, and then she switched back to being like, I don't know, like her regular like I don't talk to you guys sort of persona that she has. And it's like, I don't know. I went back in the VOD and it's like, that's not a me thing. That the game actually points that out. So it's like, I think that is actually going to be relevant. But it's like, what could that possibly mean? Right? Because it's like, it's just her. It's just her. There's the counter of number of people aboard the amusement park, right, is switching from 5 and then to 7, upwards to 7, right? And that, I assume, accounts for the reason for essentially for Sora, and then also for Coco. I don't know what that's about, but that's also like a major, I guess, look into her character. But otherwise, I don't think anything too much happened. Sada acted very weird, and like in the one scene that we had with her. And then we also learned that she's like a child hacker prodigy thing. So there's also that. Two things I have to point out before anything. So yes, last time somebody left a comment. It was Chu actually, and she left a comment about realizing about her name pronunciation. I didn't pick up on it at the time, but I realize it now. I went back in the VOD and I was like, wait a minute. So yes, her name is not Tsumugi. It's Tsugumi. It's Tsugumi. I've taken a lot of acting classes and voiceover classes and stuff like that throughout the years. And whenever I had one teacher tell me, it's like, whenever you're reading a sentence wrong, essentially, what's happening is that, or basically whenever you're stuttering within a sentence, the idea is that you think it's correct, you can see it as correct, but your brain secretly knows that it's wrong, right? So this thing happens quite a bit with my streams, right? I have a whole plethora of years of streams, over a year of streams, right? Where you can check back on this, where it's like, I don't read the correct sentence, just about. I read like an approximation of the sentence, right? Where it's, and that's usually just for stream purposes, right? The idea that I went to the store with the dog, and it's like, I went with the dog to the store, right? That sort of approximation where it's like, I'm not changing the meaning itself, but it's not the correct sentence, obviously, if you want to nitpick it. So in the context of that voiceover class, the teacher was saying is like, so whenever you stumble over a sentence, just like pause, reset, and then take the line again. And so in those like professional contexts, or like any, like even just like for work meetings, right? That's something that I will do. But for the sake of streams, it's like also to keep the pace going forward, because these are very long narrative games. It's like I'll usually just continue and push past whatever it is, even if I read the word wrong or the sentence wrong. And this is one of those times when it actually kind of backfired really badly. I went back to the very first time that I said her name in the game, and you can tell it's like I'm about to say Tsugumu, and then I kind of pause, and then my brain just makes an approximation. It's like, oh yeah, that character from Danganronpa V3, remember her? And it's like, okay, Tsumugi. And she became Tsumugi for the rest of the 4 streams that I did of this. So, oops. I sincerely apologize. That was not my intention. It just kind of backfired a little bit like that. So going forward, I will try my best, my absolute best, to remember that her name is Tsugumi and not Tsumugi. If I call her Tsumugi, it's by mistake. But if I call her Tsugimu, then that's absolutely intentional, because I don't freaking remember sometimes. I don't know. But I'll try my best. Anything else? If the game ends up having, like, if there is actually a twin situation with her, and it's like, well, actually my twin here, Tsumugi, right? Tsugumi and Tsumugi is like, I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. But otherwise, yes, that's it for the Tsugumi thing. Tsugumi. Otherwise, the big reveal with Sora last time. Last time I ended stream and I was like, yeah, this is a fun time. It's pretty good. And I still stand by that statement. But like, obviously, to me, and I kind of stayed quiet about it because I don't know if the game is going to explore this. I think likely not. If we are to take Uchikoshi's future track record, I guess, into account for this game, this likely won't be resolved. But the idea that it's like, why was this such a big reveal, right? Like, if you think about it, in the context of a person experiencing this story, right? From that perspective, and like almost a analytical perspective of the story, it's like you had to pull some strings there to make this twist work, because it makes no sense, right? It makes no sense why you wouldn't just say, oh, by the way, she's like an AI. Didn't you know that? Even if she didn't elaborate on it, she would have at least mentioned it's like, yeah, because she's not real, right? You knew that, right? And then she would have walked away. But it seems rather odd that she didn't clarify it. I think the idea behind it is like, oh, you should hear it from her directly. But I mean, like, it's a part of Sora's job to inform people that she is not real and she is the AI attraction that everyone knows about. So it seems incredibly strange that she wouldn't just say it. Friggin' Sada as well. Sada would say, she was like, I had my suspicions, but it's like, did you? Did you really? I might have to go back in the previous VODs and like actually check with that in mind, but it's like, did you actually, or are you just saying some stuff? Are you just saying it? So it's like little things like that where it's like, even if you didn't say it, then Sada could have said it. And about her suspicion, it's like, huh, the power went out and she's not around anymore? That's interesting. Almost like she's not real, right? She could have said something along those lines, but she didn't. So like in the context of like an analytical view, just to like give fairness, because I tend to like try and do this with other games, of course. It's not great, right? It's a little like, how does this work? Wait. So I want to point it out because like the Uchikoshi games in general are riddled with big reveals, right? And it's fun. I like that sort of thing. I think the only time when I actively really disliked it was in I, the Somnium Files 2. I, the Somnium Files 2, the big twist of that game kind of left me being like, I think we should stop having twists. Just a little bit, just a tad, where it was just like, okay, I'm not sure how much I like this. But otherwise, it's like, it's a fun time, it's a good time, a goofy time for me. So I'm like approaching this twist, because I don't think this is the big twist of the game, right? I'm approaching this twist with the mindset of, I'm just in the story and I'm just learning about the characters, right? So like, good news is that I don't hate the story, right? I'm enjoying the story. I'm having fun with it. But the bad news, the bad news is that it makes you look really, really stupid, and I don't like her as much anymore, right? That's kind of the other downfall of it, where it's like, why didn't you just say anything? Why are you like this? So I wanted to talk about a little bit about that to give it some different perspectives and a little bit of fairness in that sense. But again, I'm having a good time, so. Otherwise though, I think we're all set to continue the story, so let's get to it. When I entered the room, I found the kid. I stomped on the can. Takashi pointed at me, declaring that. He was stepping on the can. Yu was near him and looked depressed. It looked like she had lost. Oh no. You really think you could outwit me? Kuranari, you cheater! You changed the place of the can. Nobody said where we had to put the can, right? Besides, you smacked me, so I figure we're even. Alright, whatever. Anyway, so I'm the first person you caught? You got it. Well, that plan sure was a failure. Also, Yu believes in cheating. And it's like, this is a game we're doing for fun. Are you sure about that? What plan? As they were talking, the sound of splashing footsteps could be heard approaching the door. Shireen, I'm here. I found Sora and Sada. Takashi stepped on the can. Did you get beaten here, Tanaka-san? Things didn't quite work out as planned. Not cute. Don't you think you jumped the gun just a little bit? You said we were all in charge. We would all charge together. So that was your plan? Yeah, I thought if we all went for the can at once, you wouldn't be able to stop us. That's pretty dirty. You laughed mischievously and with a hint of embarrassment. We gathered in the center of the room. Well, finding all of you was easier than I thought. First of all, mob-style kicking the can is definitely not allowed. Huh? Why? You think I can stop you if you all come attack at once? Didn't mean to do that, oops. Impossible. That's why. It takes all the fun out of it. Timing your rush just right, waiting for the other person who is it to go searching, all that would disappear from the game. Well, alright. You reluctantly agreed to be it next time. Alright, everyone go with that? Sora, Sada, aye, everyone nodded. Okay then. You is it next. Can is over there, so you can get it. Put it where you want and count. Kabing! Clatter, clatter, clatter. The sound of a can being kicked rang out in the darkness. Hey, who kicked that? It wasn't me. As soon as she got that out of her mouth, you started to run away. You scoundrel! We all scattered like scared butterflies. I don't know what the deal is, but that was lucky. That's odd. Was that Coco? Coco in her ghost form? I would have thought for sure that Sora would be able to see her at the very least then, if they're the same type of, like, part of the Lemith program. But maybe not. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but that was lucky. You said that as she ran. That was a close call. But who kicked the can? All four of us had been found by Takashi. The rules were that anyone caught couldn't kick the can. It wasn't me or Nakyo, and Sora can't kick. I didn't kick it. You don't suppose it was Komachi-san, do you? Tsugumi! Tsugumi! I'm probably gonna be doing this for the whole playthrough until I, like, get used to this idea. It's like, oh man, Tsugumi? No way. But that's the only possibility. I wonder if Tsugumi wanted to play the whole time. She probably was just embarrassed to say so. That could put a new, almost adorable twist on her personality. Oh, we'll have to thank her when we see her. Obviously it wasn't her, she wasn't there. She wasn't there. Sada laughed happily as she said that. 10:27 p.m. Alright, let's split up. You proposed that as we reached a T. You proposed that as we reached a T in the corridor. Yeah, let's split up. Good luck. Okay, we will meet up later. You went left, and Sora and Sora went right. Oh, okay. It's like split up. I mean, we can go a different direction. Let's go and save. We can save like right here. It's fine. Okay. I think we're gonna try and stick with Sada. We're gonna try and stick with Sada just because, I mean, all of the girls are kind of interesting, right? In figuring out like what is going on with them, what is their deal, but also Sada is kind of like, I don't know, like the last conversation we had with her was kind of disconcerting to say the least. It was like, what is your deal? So I think we're gonna go with Sada and Sora. Huh? Is that you, Kid-san? Kid, you decide to come this way? Yeah, but where do you plan to hide? If you're thinking on staying with us, you have to help us think of something. I ran with the two of them. I know, I've got a great idea. Saying that, Sada suddenly stopped. What? What is it? It's times like this that call for ninja skills. Ninja skills? Sora, when Takeshi comes through, use RSD to show him an empty corridor. This is known as the elite art of ninja camouflage. This is known as cheating, like a little cheater. That's what it is. Huh? But that would be... Isn't that against the rules? Don't be a spoilsport. We banned instant traveling and bioscans, but not using Limit, right? Sada, that defeats the purpose. We're here to have fun. Some people are obsessed with just like winning at all costs. It's like, we're here to have a good time, man. What is with you? That's underhanded and cowardly. In the lexicon of the ninja, we call it a secret technique. No, I'm not having any of it. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't agree either. Also, last time Sora made a Schrodinger's cat reference, so you know, you know. It wasn't overt, but I mean, it was the same reference, so. What? Then how about the elite ninja doppelganger technique? Huh? We can use RSD to make it appear there are lots of us and confuse Takeshi. I mean, that's like kind of fun, but like not in the context of the game again, where it's like we're supposed to be playing fair. That's the same thing! Why don't we just say no ninja techniques using Limit? You two are such prudes. Just then, the famous phrase of all time. Someone is coming. It's probably Tanaka-san. Probably. We peered through the darkness in the direction of the sound. We could see someone's silhouette. That build could only be... Yikes! No, it's Takeshi. What? Really? Hurry, we've gotta hide. We dashed down the corridor. Oh no, that way is no good. A watertight door blocked our way forward. We're stuck. A dead end? That's what I was saying. There was no room nearby we could escape into. We should have hidden in a room somewhere. Takeshi steadily approached. What is this music? This is like super intense music. At that rate, we would be caught for sure. Oh, what are we gonna do? Looks like we have no choice but to give up. Sada was flustered. Sora resigned to fate. On the other hand, No, not yet! At that distance, I decided it would be better to make a dash for the nearest room. Let's go! I think we'll make it! I dragged Sada and Sora back down the corridor. It is kind of insane that their names are both Sada and Sora. It's kind of tripping me up a little bit. We found an entrance and dove into a room. But... Hey, if it isn't the kid. Whoa, what happened? I couldn't believe it. He cut us off. It's no good. Go back. Huh? What do you mean? Just as we went to turn back to the corridor. Gotcha. There was Takeshi. Aww. He caught us. Jeez, that took a long time. It's all because of the kid. Because the kid said we should go back. We don't usually say the kid. You know, the kid. The proper title. But I didn't know what else to do. Can stomp. Not long after that, he found you as well. We met in the conference room. Alright, now I need to get Tsugumi. Tsugumi, her name, who has always been Tsugumi, right, everyone? Yeah, I also agree with that, yep. Okay. Takashi stepped on the can, looking satisfied. Still, it's kinda weird. Weird? What is? The can, when it was kicked before, it was still in the same place. Huh? Do you know what you're trying to say? I mean that the can should have been kicked, but it was still standing up. Takashi said that as he squished the can some more. It was like no one had kicked it. Isn't it likely that the can was toppled and righted itself? Theoretically, it is quite possible. The same place I put it. That is... In the same place I put it. That is... odd. But shouldn't you go looking for Tsugumi? Tsugumi, yes. I said it correctly. Yeah, if you're gonna be a sore loser, you should at least go and do that. I'm not the loser here, you guys are. Whatever, you're right. It's exactly as you say. We got it already, now get out of here and search. Did Tsugumi agree to be a part of the game? Last I remember, she was back in her like cold persona and she got up and left, right? She was like, I don't care about any of this, and she walked away. I mean, okay, sure. Fair enough. So you and Sada waved at Takashi. Jeez, you're so full of yourself. It doesn't even feel like I won. Takashi left the room, grumbling. Soon after that, kabing, clatter, clatter, clatter. The sound of a can being kicked rang out in the darkness. What was that? I have no idea, but now is our chance. Do you think we should? I wonder if it's okay. In the confusion, we made our third escape. Hey, once you've been caught, it's against the rules to kick the can. We heard Takashi shouting soon after. Of course, neither I, you, Sada, nor Sora, none of us had kicked the can. Oh, that had to have been Tsugumi again. This is insane. I would be a little freaked out by this. We're in like they're taking it in stride, right? The idea of being trapped down here, because it's like help will surely come, and like it's best not to think about the implications if help does not show up, right? But it's also like I would be more like taking this as a horror game, right? The idea of like, what is that? Who is that? So to speak. She probably sneaked into the room without anybody noticing, you know, like a true ninja. Like a true ninja. That was what we thought. Ultimately, Takashi soon caught us again. He howled that we had cheated and started out to find us right away, so we didn't get far. Did I skip something there? Okay, just making sure. Takashi checked to make sure everyone was there and stepped on the can. Even once more for Tsugumi. Oh, she's here now. The next time, nobody kicked the can. Really, the next time. The next time when Tsugumi was here, nobody kicked the can. That's strange. That's so strange. This time, the kid is it. Alright, so I count to 100, right? I took the can and sat in the chair with my face down. Alright, here I go. Are we gonna see Coco again? 1, 2, 3... They left the conference room, fleeing around the floor. 100. I opened my eyes. I set the empty can by my feet. It was as far from the entrance as I could get it. I guess not. Aw, boo. She doesn't want to be seen. She's shy. I looked around in the dim light. There was no one around. I guess I'll have to go look. I decided to head off to check some rooms. A lot of rooms are given as choices, okay? Well, the central control room, the Lemurian ruins. I'm guessing I have to check all of these if last time we checked all of these, so I'm guessing I have to do the same thing. Maybe the rest area. I made for the rest area. At first, it looked like there was no one there either. But then I noticed something. One of the stone pillar silhouettes in the open area was an odd shape. No, it was the top of the pillar that had something strange about it. I edged closer. There was definitely something there. From where I was, I couldn't tell exactly what that something was, but it was definitely a person. Maybe they thought they were acting like a koala. What did they intend to do if they fell? Who could this possibly be? I was gonna be like, it's Sora because she can't fall, and like maybe she could just do that for herself, but like, Sada would also have to be here. If it's you, I'm gonna... She's crazy. She's crazy. I mean, can you really call that hiding? I called out to that clinging something. Isn't that tiring? It sure looks dangerous. It's probably Takeshi, isn't it? Based on the little grunt there. But you sure have a lot of guts. You're tougher than I thought, Takeshi. How'd you know it was me? It's Takeshi. I guess wrong. Takeshi slid down the column. The only person stupid enough to hide there was Takeshi. I gotcha. I stepped on the can. I selected from the list. From the kiosk. The tuna sandwich shop. There was no sign of anyone. Just in case, I peeked inside. Of course, there was no one there. That place was a waste of time. I decided to go elsewhere. I wonder where they've hid. Alright, let's check the Lemurian ruins? The Lemurian ruins. The attraction was designed with the motif of a lost continent believed to have sunk into the ocean ages ago. Standing there in the darkness in that eerie setting, it almost made me imagine that I had sunk to the bottom of the ocean. No, that was only half true. Huh? It sounded like a footstep. Is someone there? I wondered if it was my imagination. It wasn't. In the darkness, in the building in front of me was the dim outline of a person. But in that light and at that distance, I couldn't be sure who it was. I would think we found her relatively around this place last time, so it's probably you. Either that, or we found Tsugumi in this exact place. So, it was like the person was holding their breath, waiting for me not to notice. But he or she, I mean, it's definitely she, looked like they were ready to dash off in an instant. We already found Takeshi. I thought that if I bumbled closer, the person would run away. I'd have to figure out who it was from afar. It had to be... You! I found you! Yeah, alright. As if it had given up, the silhouette started toward me. How did you know it was me? Bingo. It looked like my hunch had paid off. I stepped on the can. I selected from the... Let's do the conference room. Oh, why did I return to the conference room? Sorry. I returned to the conference room. There was no sign of anyone there. The can stood silently where I had left it. Just in case, I looked at the corners of the room. Of course, there was no one there. This place was a waste of time. Alright. The elevator hall? The elevator hall. There was no sign of anyone. Yeah, I didn't think anyone would be here. Just in case, I also checked in the elevator that Sada had been trapped in the day before. Anyone who would go there as a hiding place would have to be crazy. That'd be insane. The elevator door was still open. Of course, there was no one there. That place was a waste of time. Alright, and finally the central control room. We headed to the central control room. I didn't think there was anywhere there for anyone to hide. Oh! The room was set up with the center surrounded by a giant monitor and console. There was Tsugumi. She sat slouched in her chair, staring blankly at the monitor. Tsugumi, I caught you! With my declaration, Tsugumi looked at me like I was a fly in her soup. Yeah, because she didn't agree to play this. Why are we still finding her? She glared at me. I'm not playing. Come on, you already kicked the can twice. Takeshi might have fallen for it, but not me. Sorry, who said that? Yeah. She's seething. She's so upset. She's like, why do they keep bringing me into this? I'm trying to be emo and edgy. I have all the answers. You don't understand. I stepped on the can just to be safe. Only Sada and Sora remained. I walked around Dritter's stock looking for the two of them. I heard footsteps in the direction of the conference room. I was sure it was Sada. No way. Is she trying to kick the can? I made a mad dash for the conference room. At the entrance to the room, the two of them were just at the door, Sada and Sora. I sprinted into the room on their heels. I gotcha! Sara and Sora! Pata pata. But Sara just ignored me and kept running. Her eyes were on the can. It was as if she knew where the can was. Damn, I thought I changed the location of the can. I also ran toward the can. Pata pata. Would she kick the can first? Or would I step on it first? Huh? Damn. The two of us tumbled onto the floor. Ow. Ow. Oh, this is very number 7. Okay. Remove. Sorry, I forgot the button. This one. Okay. Oh. The next thing I knew, I was on top of Sara. Sara's eyes were wide open, staring at me. I barely managed to support my body with my arms so that it didn't come into contact with her, but her face was closer to me than I had ever imagined. I felt like I might be sucked into her eyes and was captivated by her cute nose, slightly open lips, and glimpse of her tongue. I felt her breath on my face. She had been running until that time, felt like the heat rising from her skin. So, one thing I will say is, in terms of pairings, I mean, so Kid gets a certain amount of characters, right? And then Takashi, I'm guessing, gets a certain amount of characters. I thought for sure... Well, it depends as well. So, we don't know the exact age of Kid, but if Takashi was correct about, like, being 15, 16, then it wouldn't work. I thought it was... If he's a little bit older, then, like, maybe something with, Yu would work. I always thought that those two maybe would work, like... But I'm not sure. Well... Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not, like... too keen on it. I think, but if the age is to believe, then yeah, Sara would be like the obvious choice for Kid, right? Apparently for Takeshi, the obvious choice is Yu, and like I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But okay, maybe I have to experience it from Takeshi's perspective to really see that, you know? It smelled of sweat. The smell of our sweat mixed together. I felt the warmth of her body against me. It was hard to breathe. My mind started to go blank. Is everyone else watching this? Because this is kind of awkward. That would be kind of awkward if true. My whole body stiffened and I couldn't move. It was as if our bodies were paralyzed as we lay there staring at each other. Sara slowly raised up her cheek. You can also get this one as well. Danger! She's mad. It was not what I should be worrying about. The can! Where's the can? I turned my neck, searching for the can. Did she have her, like, hand on it, technically? There it was. I jumped off of Sara, pointed to her, then declared loudly, Sara and Sora, I caught ya! And I stepped on the can triumphantly. Oh, okay. That was the last stepping on the can. Interesting, but the ghost, quote-unquote, Coco, right? She didn't interfere with that. So she couldn't care less about Takeshi's. Like, I don't care about that guy, but she seemed to have spared me for whatever, Kid, at least, for whatever reason. Jeez, he slaughtered us. That was twice as fast as Kuranari-san. When I was it, everybody was cheating. Wow, I can't believe you guessed everybody right in the dark. It's pretty amazing. Oh yeah, I also have supervision because I'm not real. So yeah, that also makes sense. Hold on, let me take a sip of water here. Alright, everyone crowded around me and started making a fuss. Not you, what are you talking about? Oh, Mayo, don't you know this kid? As Yu placed her hand on my head, she explained about how I caught her and Takeshi. Hey, Tsugumi, give it up. Why don't you just come out and admit you were playing too? At some point, Tsugumi had returned to the conference room. Tsugumi sat in the chair, pretending to be asleep, and ignored Takeshi. Apparently these two can also potentially be a thing. It's like, I see that more than Yu and Takeshi at least, but also, it's like they don't get along very well, do they? I felt someone watching me and turned around. Sara was looking at me strangely. I felt like she might be angry again. It was just an accident. I avoided her look uncomfortably. That was the end of Kick the Can. In the end, it remained a mystery who kicked the can those times. We passed the rest of the night uneventfully. It was a peaceful time, and I decided to enjoy a satisfying rest. Where did we sleep? Wait, May 3rd. Where did we sleep? Back in the... Well, no, there's multiple beds in the infirmary. So the infirmary and then the decompression room also has a bed. They don't look very comfortable, right? They don't look that great, but sure, it's fine. Splash. I scooped up the water with both hands and splashed it on my face. The instant it made contact, it sent a sharp shock to my brain. Ugh. I snapped open my eyes, completely awake. I thought I had probably repeated that ritual several thousand times. It was my way of refreshing myself in the morning. I lifted my face and wiped it with the towel. A smooth white counter, a sink, and a finely cracked mirror. I stared foggily at my reflection in the mirror. I guess you can also like swim here, so there's also shower rooms then. I passed Takeshi as I was returning to the corridor. Oh yeah, there was, because we met Tsugumi the very first time in the locker room, right? Hey. Oh, morning, kid. Hey, don't look so depressed, Takeshi. I'm still sleepy. Well, a lot's happened the last couple of days. Are you worn out? I'm alright. I just need to freshen up, that's all. See ya. Saying that, he headed off to the bathroom. Sada and you were waiting in the conference room. Why is everyone laughing at me? Again? They're probably laughing with each other about a joke. Good morning. Good morning. The two of them seemed wired. Morning. Hey kid, you don't seem very well. Have you having trouble waking up? No, I'm awake. You sure? I know, he's probably not a morning person. Maybe he's got low blood pressure like me. I don't know about that. Sada sure didn't seem to have a problem with mornings. I envy that. I always wake up and it's like I have a problem with like, not like a concerning amount, but like just like slightly lower blood pressure of just like, so I was just glad that Sada appeared to be in a good mood. I know all about it. I hate mornings. They're like hell on earth, true. I've destroyed more alarm clocks than I can count. I mean, not that last part, but usually I have an issue with sleeping through alarms, to be quite honest. So that sucks. It's not fun. It's one thing if it's just like, oh, I always like hit the snooze button in my sleep. Because the answer to that is just putting it across the room, for example. So you get up and then it's like, oh, I'm awake now. I don't even do that. At a certain point, like I think at about like 20 minutes, your iPhone like alarm will essentially go silent. It's like, you're not waking up, you're not reacting, we'll just go quiet. And it's like, oh man, oh man. Maya was always in the worst mood in the morning. I thought she might kill me today. But Nakyu got me into this wrestling hold. Enough, there are children around. I was getting a headache with these two. Maybe it was low blood pressure that made me not a morning person. Finally, when Takeshi came back, conversation turned to breakfast. Oh god, not another tuna sandwich. That would suck. Tsugumi and Sora aren't here. Are you sure it's okay? That's true, but they'll probably show up eventually. Yeah, knowing those two, you're probably right. We all made our way to the kiosk. Everyone okay with hot dogs? We have hot dogs? What the heck? Why did you wait so long? We could alternate like each day. Oh man, that would be so good. Let me take another sip of water. Alright. Everyone okay with hot dogs? Hot dogs? Oh, accidentally clicked out of it, I guess. They have hot dogs here? Well, I found a few in the back of the fridge. Must have been the stealth menu. With that, Takeshi disappeared inside the kiosk. It looked like Takeshi would be the chef for another day. But what in the... Takeshi had let out a surprised yelp from inside. Looking into the shop, there was Takeshi frozen in the front of the freezer with the door open. What's wrong? What's wrong is that they're gone. Gone? What are? The stuff, the hot dog stuff. The sausages that were in here are gone. I'll bet they weren't there to begin with. Coco doesn't need to eat, right? Because she's like, I don't know, she's somehow like Sora, so she doesn't need to eat. Unless she's not like Sora, then what is she really? Okay. I'll bet they weren't there to start with. No, they were here when I checked last night. I found them when I made dinner last night. You think they were stolen? By whom? I don't know. Damn, who would do something like this? Takeshi slammed the door violently shut. Calm down, we're not out of food. We'll just go with the regular menu. Just forget about it and start cooking. I'm starving. Me too. You and I were of the same opinion. We weren't expecting hot dogs to begin with, and I was hungry. Takeshi still looked peeved. Maybe it was because he was hungry too. The first thing we had to do was fill our stomachs. In the end, we gave up on hot dogs and went with our standby menu, tuna sandwiches, for breakfast. 6:21 a.m. When everyone had a Takeshi-made sandwich in hand, we sat down for a lively and fun breakfast together. You and Sada were especially boisterous. We sat down together like here, somehow? I mean, I guess on like one of the rocks. Takeshi said the two of them had easily made as much noise as 3 people or more. But that was just Takeshi being himself, true. The two of them had never seemed to run out of things to talk about, kept jabbering away cheerfully about the most meaningless things. I mean, they are old friends, so... Hey, Nakyu, do you remember Konishi, that teacher at our school? Konishi? Oh, you mean Connie, the music teacher, Connie. The music teacher who was built like a tank and completely crazy animal lover. Yeah, that Connie. He's still there. He's been around for ages. You know what? The other day, he bought a robotic hot dog. You could tell I'm thinking about the food. A robotic dog. Okay, so we just have that in the future then. Our very distant future of 2017, you can buy robotic not robotic hot dogs, robotic dogs. Although, like, what was the name of the... Wait, hold on. I hate to alt-tab out of it. What's the name of it? Robotic dog toy thing? What was it called? Oh, I guess there's multiple of them. At least there's multiple different brands, seemingly. At least now. Wasn't there only one? There was only one, but they... Yeah. There's only one brand, like, a very long time ago. Like, maybe from Hasbro or something. But if you type in, like, robot dog thing, it's like they're there, like a futuristic-looking dog. Why would you get a futuristic... What about the regular dog? Why? Okay, well, you can do whatever you want. Okay, back to the game. It's like, I remember those things. I remember how they used to have commercials for them, I guess. No kidding, he did? That mechanophobe? That's robophobic? I don't know. Yeah, his pets kept dying on him. So he decided to forego the pain and just get a robot dog who would never die unless the batteries died, in which case, yeah, then the dog would die. Okay, that's crazy. And he'd take time off. I think it just wore him down. When I was still going to that school, he was trying to bring one of his pets back through cloning. Clones? But that clone got sick and died too. I swear he's cursed. What are you talking about? Can clones not get sick? Are you saying that Haruka is immortal? Like, what are you saying? But really, that Connie, I tell you, that robot dog looks so much like the real thing that I'll bet he's treating it like a normal pet. Okay, so not like the robot dog toy thing that I pulled up just then. It looks like a robot. You can tell it's a robot dog, right? It's modeled to be like looking like a real animal, essentially. Hey, didn't you have a robotic dog at your house? Yup, sure do. Actually, it's my mom's. I think it's one of those really old types, but it just keeps ticking along happily. Never breaks. Thinking on it now, Mayo. Mayo. Not Mayo. Mayo. You never came over to my house to play, did you? You have to next time. I'll show it to you. Really? It sounds good, if I get the chance. Suspicious? You can come over anytime. We're friends, right? Suspicious? Huh. Are you secretly... You're... Why would that make you uncomfortable? You're somehow responsible for her father's situation? Or maybe you, for whatever reason, can't leave here? Or something? That's strange, huh? It's like, I'd be like, oh no, she's like part of the Lemith system too. Everyone's a part of the Lemith system. It was like, we know, we were just close to her. We could feel like the heat, the heat emanating off of her, right? So if that's the case, it's like, no, she's definitely human. Huh. Yes, of course. Hey, can I ask you something? Just then, Takashi jumped into their conversation. Huh? What? You two seem close, but how do you know each other? Oh, we didn't tell you? Takashi shook his head as he gulped down cola. You and Sada are from the same school. You graduated already. I think she said she was at Kyumeikan's girls' high school until this last March. I answered for them, but you nodded. And when you was a senior, Sada entered the school as a scholarship student, you added. Okay, so she wasn't there originally, huh? A scholarship student? I'd never heard of that before. Do you mean one of those people that sneaks in the back door? You always have such a twisted take on everything. No, I don't. I'm not half as mean-spirited as you. Due to my situation at home, I never really planned to be going to high school. Ah, okay. So maybe just like home life and home situations make her uncomfortable in general. Huh. Interesting. But the principal of Kyumeikan was a friend of the family and helped me get in as a scholarship student. He didn't want her unpolished genius to go to waste. I mean, that's fair. It sounded like Sada was a bit of a prodigy and sort of famous. Whoa. Sada's amazing. That, and the information from the day before about Sada's computer skills made me think that she might be on a different level than the rest of us. I mean, she definitely is. She definitely is, but I wonder how different she is from, I mean, like, Yu was on a quest to find her father, but it's like, how... Is she just a girl on a quest? Or, you know, does she also have some sort of, like, investigative skills, so to speak? Let me take another sip of water. All right. Sorry about that. Again, I know I said like my voice is like mostly back to normal, but not 100%. So it's probably bound to like be a little crackly. But at least I get Friday and Saturday off, and then I'll be back streaming on Sunday. So it's no big deal, really. Sada looked bored as she said it. Maybe it was no big deal for her. So you went to the same school, but were in different classes. Were you on a team or in a club together or something? Yep. Naki was the leader of the school club I joined as a freshman. After eating the sandwiches, Sada held the cola can with both hands and gazed at the ceiling with a distant look in her eyes. That was a year ago. Okay, so you're a sophomore then. Right after I entered Kyumeikan. Or are we doing like the 3 years in high school? Or are we doing like the 4 years in high school? What are we doing? What are we like converting it essentially, or are we doing 3 years in high school, which is what it usually is? Huh. Anyway, what's going on? What's happening? It was a sunny spring afternoon after class. A light wind made the cherry blossoms dance in the schoolyard, and dust gently tickled the nose. There we go. No, There were groups of new students walking in, starched new uniforms, full of nervousness and expectations. There were senior students eagerly calling out to them to join their clubs. It was probably a scene that played out in most school campuses. As I let my imagination run wild, I was looking around the campus and trying to get a feel for my new surroundings. All of a sudden, from among the din of voices and activity, someone called out to me. Hey, you there! Oh, this is from Sada's perspective then. Okay. This would make me think that we're on the Sada route, right? I guess we made the necessary choices in order to do that, maybe? I stopped. Looking in the direction of the voice was a girl student, her face one big smile. From the ribbon on her uniform, it was clear she was a senior. Her hair was cut short enough that it just hit her ears. It also made her look like a go-getter. When I pointed at myself to see if she meant me, she nodded, smiling. Yeah, I mean you. The smiling girl approached me. Do you have a minute? Sure you do, right? If you're up for it, can I talk with you? Don't worry, it won't take much of your time. What is it with her? I wondered if she was trying to pick me up, or I had a bad feeling about the situation. Seeing my skeptical face, the girl with the bobbed haircut tried to explain herself. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to... I simply wanted to... I was wondering if you'd like to join our club. So that was it. I mean, obviously, unless you wanted different intentions. I wondered how many people had asked me the same question. I was pretty sick of the whole thing. I mean, they went to an all-girls school, so we know it can't be... Unless there's, like, different shenanigans about, we know that it can't... It's likely, not impossible, but likely not to be a kid. So I think it's literally just Sada's memory. I was pretty sick of the whole thing. No, thank you. I'm not interested. Oh, really? Have you decided to join somewhere? No. Well then, I decided not to join anything. Oh, don't say that. Won't you come take a look at our club room? No, thank you. I'll bet you were wondering what our club is all about. Not in the least. Okay, just come take a look, we don't fight. I said... Listen, stop talking, shut up and come with me. Alright, so that persistent senior dragged me to the club room half by force. So you was that girl? You got it. She hasn't changed a bit. I mean, you're exactly the same, you. Be quiet, I was desperate then. There was nothing else I could do. Why were you so eager to get Sada to join? It was a matter of life or death for the club. It could have been the end of us. She meant they were short on members and were about to fold. Ah, I see. I mean, including Nakyu, there were only 3 members. That's pretty grim. I've watched K-On!, so I know the situation. It wasn't a big shock to me, right? But I also wonder if maybe she did that. It's like, you have hacker skills. Maybe you could help me find my father. Perhaps, mayhaps. But I mean, she graduated and she still didn't... Seemingly, there's still not that connection there. So maybe whatever it was, it didn't go as she had planned it. Yeah, I was going to graduate that year, so we had to get new members or we would have had to close. I just couldn't stand by and watch the club that we had built go to waste. Well, I guess I see what you mean. They also don't clarify what the club is. The investigative club? The mystery club? Like, what is the club? So, it was the only choice I had if our club was going to survive. So exactly what kind of club was it? Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you for asking the question. We were a robust model of an intelligent beacon of education while working in the public interest. Wow. Takeshi took a swig of his cola. What does that even mean? And what did you guys do? We were hackers. Okay, the hacker group. That's what you did. He coughed and spit out his drink. Geez, that's gross. You spewed soda everywhere. Stupid. Hacking is not robust and certainly isn't in the public interest. Okay, so you do have some skills to match the fact that you are trying to find your father. What are you talking about? It's a crime, that's why. I mean, it could be ethical. You don't know what you're talking about. Hacking isn't a crime. Huh? You sure? Takashi looked at me. His eyes said, "What the heck is she talking about? Why are you looking at me? I don't... Kid doesn't know anything." I get it. I have no clue. I get it. Oh well, I figured I'd have to explain it. Takashi, listen. Listen, buddy. Originally, hacking was, as a word, meant rhythmical manipulation of a computer. People that could do this were hackers. That evolved into the word hacker for technicians and research computer experts. What you're thinking of is hacking. They talk about on the news, meaning a crime committed using a computer. Like when someone steals secret information or destroys data via computer. But that's a mistake. That kind of thing is called cracking. It's completely different. Ah, okay. Okay. And the people who do this are known as crackers. You can't say that on Twitch in some certain areas. You need to make this distinction between them. What's the matter, everybody? Is Kid gonna do his thing where it's like, essentially, hey, why did I just say that? Why did I know all those things? Hey, Kid. Are you sure you've lost your memory? Anyway, you get it now. There's really no connection whatsoever between the word hacking and criminal activity. It was an intelligent gathering for us to try and boost our computer skills. Oops, excuse my ignorance. I'm just surprised that you was involved in an indoor club. Well, I was doing all kinds of things. All that said, I must have been involved with seven groups? Where did you find the time for this? And looking for your father? No way. Wow, I see. And Sara just joined right up then. Nope. You didn't? She didn't join the club without a fight. Mayo is Mayo after all. With that ambiguous comment, Yu got a distant look in her eye and started to speak. That day, I could have taken Mayo to our club room. But... I find it interesting that we're getting these flashbacks. We don't get art for it, but we are getting these flashbacks kind of sprinkled in. So this is our hacking club room. Go on in. What's the matter? It's kind of cramped, but go ahead. It really is cramped. Well, I suppose. And you have tons of stuff. I suppose. I mean, there's no way I'll fit in here. I suppose not. Like always, our little one-room club room was so cluttered that there was nowhere to even walk. Several computers and a steel rack covered 3 walls, and the floor was covered in a tangle of cables. And it's about time for the first break of the stream as well. So, let me go over to Burb's screen. It'll be a good time for me to finish my tea that I have here. So if you are here, stretch to get some water, all the fun stuff, I will be right back in 3 minutes. See you then. Alrighty, I am back. Let me go over back to game screen. All right. I'm glad that I had some tea at the very least. It's been, I talked about it like yesterday, but like the weather has been all over the place. I don't know what even was the weather today. It was so cold, and it was like, I don't know, like almost like 70, 80 degrees like 2 days ago. It's crazy. It's weird. It's like, what's happening? Why was it so cold today? It was even, I think it like even snowed for a little bit, so I don't know, it's crazy. Several computers and a steel rack covered the 3 walls, and the floor was covered in a tangle of webs. In what open space there was, computers without covers and bound-up printouts were piled high. A stuffed animal bumblebee, a button with a picture of a nuclear missile blasting off with an unidentified Object X, and other things were scattered around, almost completely covering the floor. If Matsunaga-san had been a clean freak, we would have lost her right there. Okay, so this is from Yu's perspective now, telling the story. I thought it weird that it changed to Matsunaga, but okay. Oh, Nakyu, is this a new member? I don't know. I don't know. A girl we're probably never gonna see again. A girl stood from in front of the computer, her chair nearly buried. She was the head of the club. She always wore glasses with black frames, and kept her hair in 2 braids. Her name was, I forget, she's not important. Who cares? Who cares? That's right, we just barely avoided having our club fold. As I answered her, I hopped from one floor tile to the next as if they were stepping stones and jumped into the next room. I haven't decided to join yet. Matsunaga-san was still contemplating how best to enter the room. So where's your partner? Out with a cold. I heard one was going around. You gotta be careful. Hanging out in a place like this, it'll be even more strange if you didn't get ill. Matsunaga-san gingerly entered the room as if searching for one foothold and then another. Every step she took, her footsteps were punctuated with a crumpling noise, as if something was breaking. Of course, we didn't pay any attention to it. Okay, now is your chance to get a sense of what our club is all about. Please sit down. Oops, I forgot to change something during break. Sorry. Okay, continuing. I unearthed a chair from the pile of junk and gestured to Matsunaga-san to sit down. I'm only here to look. All right. If you still have your doubts, just give it a try. It's pretty fun. Can I ask you something first? Anything. This is a hacking club, right? Right. But it looks like the only thing on the screens are games. Well, that's true. I crossed my arms and nodded seriously several times. Actually, we just call ourselves a hacking club. None of the current members can really program. Okay, how is this? What do you guys do for your, like, a club showcase or anything? Do you guys do any activities or just play video games? Everyone that could already graduated. Ah, I see. Even games can have meetings. They aren't bad for helping you get used to computers. Yeah, like visual novels. They really help you get used to clicking the screen. It's not that bad, but I think maybe some other different games, right? Yes. What is it? I'll be upfront about this. Getting involved with me will only get you into trouble. I wonder why she really thinks that way. I mean, what's this kid going on about? Look, we're in danger of losing our club as it is. Nothing could be worse than you not joining. Do you mind if I touch this? Matsunaga-san pointed at a keyboard. Oh, be my guest. You operate it by, I'm fine. I know how to use it. It's so weird, like, the idea of typing classes, you know? Because it's like, I was in school, well, I guess it depends on where in the cycle that you like experience this, but like I was still in school right about the time when they started to phase out computer classes. We still had a computer lab, and you can use like computer labs for like different other classes, to be fair, but they they were phasing out. They phased out cursive writing, and then they also phased out like computer typing classes, because I think at that point they realized that everybody in like around my general generation is like already is pretty comfortable, even if you didn't grow up with a computer. Like for some means or other you were with a computer at some point that you got comfortable enough to type without having to learn how to use everything, you know? So it became kind of a redundant class, and they got rid of it apparently. So it is kind of crazy though, to like the idea that like, I mean, not crazy, I mean, I understand it, I get it, but it's like the idea that like computer, you'd have to tell somebody, it's like, here's how you use a keyboard, and it's like, that's wild to me. But I also greatly understand it. It's also interesting, like recently I took one of those, was it typing monkey essentially, just for funsies. I think I got like a 70 and then like a 70 words per minute, and then like a 96% accuracy. So I don't know if that's good. It's not bad, but I feel like I could have done better on that. But again, it's like at that point when you're typing that fast, especially for me when I'm typing, unless it's a keyboard that I'm completely not used to, you're just kind of like, you don't even look at the keyboard anymore because you know where all the keys are, right? She sat in the chair, took the mouse, and stared at the monitor. I also remember when they did the computer classes. Sorry, this is like so off topic, but it's like I feel like it's kind of relevant to talk about. When they did the computer classes, you know how they tell you like, oh, like your pointer finger on your left hand is responsible for these keys, and your middle finger on your right hand is responsible for these different keys, right? And it's like, for the most part, I kind of had it, but because I was self-taught, it was like trying to like fit myself into a box where it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do like vibes-based typing, you know? Like I will just kind of like type a little bit, and then it's like this is how I do it essentially. So it's kind of like holding a pencil. I don't hold a pencil like the proper, quote-unquote proper way either. So it's like at some point you just kind of learn and figure it out. She opened several files. Finding the one she was looking for, she opened it up and started editing. She didn't even glance at the keyboard. She just tapped nonstop. See, now this is a computer person. She grew up in an age of computers. The speed of her touch typing was incredible. Actually, now I think about it, isn't this the distant future of 2017? How the hell is this possible? Obviously, everyone here does not need to be taught, like, here's how you use a keyboard. What are you talking about? The speed of her touch typing was incredible. Wow. Amazing. When she finished typing, Matsunaga-san opened a different piece of software and started typing in commands. The hard disk whirred to life, and finally... Wow! Suddenly, the face of a bumblebee appeared on all of the monitors in the room. Did she make a VTuber in like 20 minutes? What'd she do? Did she make a PNG tuber? The face stared at us and winked, and then and then all of the faces stuck out their tongues at us. What? What's going on? I can't get this computer to listen to me. The next instant, snap, all of the computers suddenly shut down at once. The two of us stood there, stunned. Finished, Matsunaga-san stood up and said quietly, "You get it now? Nothing good can come from hooking up with me, so don't." And then she left. What happened? The computer won't boot up. You sure it's not unplugged? That's not it, it's plugged in, but it won't start up. Huh? She meant that the software had been destroyed. The entire Mac OS, the entire Windows, I don't know, whatever, have been destroyed. Windows 10? Okay. The problem wasn't limited to just one machine, and she did that in 20 minutes too, okay. Or rather, 5 minutes. All of the computers that were in the room had been connected to a network that were in the same state. No way. That girl. Could she have cracked the whole system that quickly? Looking down, there was a stuffed bumblebee glaring nastily at me. No kidding. No kidding. Takeshi, what did you major in? What were you doing with your life before this? I'm so curious, honestly. Jeez, that's crazy. Well, Nakyu was so persistent that it was annoying. Yeah, but you didn't have to. So Sara didn't join? What? Then that would mean that... No, it's the opposite. I didn't say she didn't join, did I? After that, Nakyu kept bothering me, like, every day. Even though she did that to your computers? Because she did that. Basically, you had been taken by Sara's genius. By her genius for programming. Day after day, her fixation drove her to call on Sara. Finally, Sara was overwhelmed by Yu's enthusiasm and joined the club. That's how Mayo and I became friends. Okie dokie. Huh. Okay. A little bit more of a look into her, but she's also... I wonder what her home life situation is, because it's like she obviously had enough access to a computer that she didn't need to be taught how... Here's how you use a keyboard. She didn't need to be taught that, but she, it's so strange, you know? Certainly not like a terrible home life, but like her parents might not be the best then. Well, certainly not a home life where she had access to a computer, right? But her parents or situation might not be the best. Let's put it that way. With that long story finally over, we all stretched. Well, we finished eating. What do you say? Should we head back to the conference room? Sure. Tsugumi hadn't eaten, and there was no point in waiting around for her. We took her sandwich back to the conference room. I'm going to step out for a bit. Huh? Where to? Just a little walk. Hey, you keep poking your nose into a girl's privacy, she just might start disliking you. You shrugged and patted me on the head. Why is everyone so suspicious? Why? What about me? Sorry, Mayo, but I think I'll go alone. Okay. Okay, so that's why she calls her senpai. So, because like they literally knew each other. I mean, regardless of anything, she would still be her senpai, but it seemed like they kind of knew each other like a lot, and it's like, yeah, because they were in the same club essentially. Okay, that makes sense. I'm sorry, I'll be right back. You shot a dejected Sara a smile as she headed quickly toward the door. Hey, I don't care where you go, but if something happens, you come right back. You shot Takashi a thumbs up on our way out the door. 6:38 a.m. It was a very early breakfast, honestly, that we had. She was on her way to the conference room. I looked up at the ceiling. What's that? I thought that I had seen something for a second, but when I had done a double take, I didn't see anything. Hey, what's wrong? Even with Takashi calling out to me, I couldn't tear my eyes from the ceiling. I wonder. I don't know what it was, but I swear I saw something. Saw something? Like what? Well, I didn't really see it. I just have a bad feeling about the second floor somewhere. What the heck are you talking about? I think we should check the floor one more time. Saying that, Takashi slapped me on the shoulder. Suddenly, I came back to myself. Don't worry about it. If something's up, Sora would warn us about it, right? Yeah, you're right, but still. I mean, it didn't... Once the secret about her came out, which, again, why was she even hiding the secret, right? I guess is one way to think about it. Because she tells everybody this secret, but... Once that secret came out, it seemed like she was pretty open, but... I don't know, she might still have further things to hide. It's like, I don't really understand everyone. Even Takashi had his moment of like looking at the monitor, right? So it's like, what was he looking at? What was he looking for? Yeah, you're right, but still. Looks like I'm not the only one who's tired. Yeah. I wondered if that was really all it was. I tried to remember what I had seen while I was walking. But it was like waking up after a dream and having the dream slip away. I couldn't remember it. Oh, there's Tsugumi and her goofy expression. When we returned to the conference room, Tsugumi was there. And to our surprise, she was eating. Oh my. Ugh. The reason we were all so surprised was because Tsumugi was eating a hot dog. Okay, so she said, screw the rest of you guys. I don't want to eat tuna sandwiches every single day. What the hell? What? You thief! What are you so mad about? Tsugumi was indifferent. That just served to fuel Takeshi's fury. I thought everyone was sick of tuna sandwiches, and here I was gonna make you... And you! Just calm down. I tried to calm him down, but Tsugumi continued to munch on her hot dog without a care in the world. I think it's pretty selfish of you to keep them all for yourself. You selfish pig! I hope you get fat like a whale and drown in the marinara trench, you hog. Crazy thing to say, Takeshi. All to myself. Tsugumi polished off the last bite and turned to face Takeshi as she wiped her hands. I'm not sure what you're talking about. This is the only one I ate. What? When I looked, there was enough for everyone. And now they're all gone. And that's soon to be fat stomach of yours. Crazy. Why are you so mean to her? Again, these two can, like, seemingly get close, and it's like, I don't see it. They hate each other. Well, I didn't really count how many there were. Maybe the rats got them. You pathetic liar! The only rat here is you! Takeshi's fury only grew while Tsugumi stayed calm. She brushed away the hair from her forehead and stood up quietly. I'll ask you one more time, why are you so mad? I told you, it's because you ate everyone's food. And I told you this is all I ate. Besides, Tsugumi glared at Takeshi. Are you sure that's the real reason you're angry? What? What are you talking about? You sure it wasn't just because you threw off your schedule? Schedule? Well, yeah, because the hot dogs I wanted everyone to eat are gone now. Tsugumi stared unflinchingly at Takeshi. The two glared at each other. Just like regular schedules? Just like... He just likes everything to be perfect, maybe? A perfectionist? Or what are you talking about? Sada and I were in no position to step in between the two. All we could do was watch to see what happened. It was just then that, ooh, a different variation on this. Suddenly, a low, metallic sound reverberated throughout the complex. It was a dull, muffled sound. What was that? This whole place just shook a little. The two turned their attention to the new situation, forgetting their fight. Hey, kid, what was that? I don't know. Hey, this doesn't have anything to do with that bad feeling you had earlier, does it? I shook my head. I don't know, maybe we should ask Sora. Did you call for me? She's here. Okay, she's always watching, waiting for the perfect time. Okay. From out of nowhere, Sora appeared in mid-air and floated down in front of us. Oh, Sora! Hey, Sora, where were you? I'm terribly sorry, I overslept. You don't... okay. Sora looked embarrassed. Overslept, but you're... Nah, I'll save that for later. Is that gonna be plot relevant, the way that she said that? Or is that just like a tee-hee haha? Look at me, I'm so silly. Hey, did something happen just now? There was an awful noise. One of the shafts that supports this floor has started to warp. We didn't see any signs of it yesterday. Yes, well, it isn't in my calculations. It appears as if the ocean currents may have caused it. How dangerous are we talking about here? Well, it should be within the margin of error, but... No, wait a second. There is an anomaly in one of the pressure-regulating pipes at Swaderstock's warehouse. What are pressure-regulating pipes? These pipelines are responsible for adjusting the pressure inside the multi-layered bulkheads comprising Limu. If any one of them were to rupture, for whatever reason, I'm incapable of repairing them. The anomaly is only slight, so you shouldn't have to hurry, but I think it's best if someone goes to check on it. Would you please go for me? Okay, so we're gonna be like slowly trying to repair within the 7 days as well. So it's broken up into like happy times, maybe happy, quote unquote happy, like trying to avoid the situation, and then like plot relevance, lore stuff, and then trying to fix the ship and keep us from dying, even though that's kind of a futile effort because it's like we only have a certain amount of time. Sure, leave it to me. Takeshi volunteered right away. I guess that's that then. What? I couldn't quite make out what Tsugumi had said. Then, I'll go too. She unexpectedly volunteered for the task. Tsugumi. What, you got a problem with me tagging along? No, that's not it. It's just... Don't get me wrong. We've got a situation on our hands, so you and I will call a truce. Well, if we're going to fix something, we'll need tools, right? I know my way around a workshop. Alright, well, let's go. I'll help too. Okay, you can come too, Sada. Well, I guess I'll go too. So what happened with you anyway? She's not back yet? I wonder if she didn't notice the shaking just then. There's no way she could have missed that. Do you know where she is? I'm sorry. Unfortunately, some sensors are out of order right now. Okay, well that's at least setting up the mystery. Where could she be going? Is she going back to like the hemo door? Or like, does she have access to the hemo door or something? That's so strange. Where... Something to do with her father, obviously, but where would she be going? I'm sorry. Unfortunately, some sensors are out of order right now. I can't scan the whole complex. I wonder what happened to you. Hey kid, will you go look for Nakio? Me? Yeah, I'm a little worried about her. I was also worried about Sada and everyone else going off suddenly like that. An extra set of hands couldn't hurt. I decided what to do. Look for you, repairs with Sada. I mean, we're on the Sada route, but I mean, like, I'm so curious about, like, what is she doing? What is she doing? But I'm trying to aim for Sada right now, at the very least. So, let's do repairs with Sada. Repairs with Sada. Takashi, I'll come along and help with the repairs. What about Nakio? Yu's tougher than the rest of us. She'll be fine. Besides, if something was wrong, she would use limits to contact us. But if something happened to her during that shaking? I agree with Sada, to be honest. I mean, but why can't the two of us just go look for her, right? It's two people working on the thing and then two of us go looking for her. You needn't worry about that. Currently, it appears there to be no direct damage inside Limu. As for Tanaka-san's whereabouts, the sensors should be online in a moment, and I will be able to detect her. Alright, we'll forget about you for now. Let's go back to the warehouse, and then we'll worry about everything else. Alright. She's fine, I promise. Promise? How could I promise that? But somehow, I was sure of it. Okay. With that one word, the tension seemed to leave Sada. What are you doing? You're gonna get left behind. The next thing I noticed, we were the only people left in the room. Sada and I chased after everyone. 6:57 a.m. We quickly climbed the stairs. We were told that it wasn't urgent, but we still couldn't afford to be careless. Tsugumi quietly shouldered the heavy toolbox, climbing higher and higher. Sada and I followed while Takashi and Sora lagged behind. Didn't Takashi have issues carrying that same toolbox? Okay, girl bossing her way through it? Wow. Hey, Tsugumi? I called out to Tsugumi up ahead. What? Tsugumi responded without looking back. There's something that's been bugging me. What? Why were you eating a hot dog? I still couldn't figure it out. Tsugumi's behavior was still incomprehensible to me. Then I hit upon it. It was like she had been showing off. But what she said was, because I wanted to eat a hot dog. I also don't know what you're saying, kid. I don't follow your logic right now. What do you mean? Is it that wrong? That's it? Something wrong with that? I don't think it's wrong, but... But you didn't think it might make Takashi angry? Sada chimed in with a question of her own. How could I know what he's thinking? I agree with Tsugumi, honestly, for the first time ever. I agree with her. I suppose you're right. We didn't know about them until right before, either. After that, we fell into silence. It looked like Takashi and Sora were having a low-key conversation behind us. Well, Tsugumi started to speak suddenly. Maybe I did want to play a trick on him, just a little bit. Really? Really? Okay. For a second, I didn't know what she was talking about. Why? Then I realized she meant the whole hot dog thing. Oh, new sprite. Look at that. It's kind of like a cat-like face. Mischievous. He's even more stubborn than I thought. Eh. So throughout all of the loops, the many different loops that you've been doing, you've been like slowly perhaps falling in love with him, perhaps? Tsugumi gave a rare laugh. But it was the kind of laugh that would raise the hair on the back of your neck. We finally arrived at Svetorstak. Looking around the floor, everything seemed normal, but we could hear a hissing sound coming from somewhere. We walked toward the sound. Or like, was the whole flashback we had with Sada? I don't think so, but like the whole flashback we had with Sada supposed to be foreshadowing in the idea of like somehow, despite the fact that Sora is an AI, like we're all living in a simulation somehow, some way. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, that seemingly right now it doesn't make any sense to me. Yesterday everything was fine here. Why do you think suddenly something would go wrong all of a sudden? Well, everything doesn't always go according to plan. It's probably because you were all running around like lunatics. Huh? Huh? You guys were making such a fuss. You probably threw Limu off its axis. Just kidding. Tsugumi's flippant remark had frozen the air around us. What's wrong? If you don't hurry, I'll leave you behind. Tsugumi walked briskly ahead. Hey, what's the matter with her? How would I know? She probably fell on her head. She really is quite unpredictable. For a while, all we could do was stand around, not knowing what to say. I mean, to me, it was obviously a joke. You could just play along. It seems like from the very beginning, she's like always kind of slightly outcasted. Like she did not make a great first impression, but still. We had arrived in front of the room making the strange noise. So it was coming from inside the warehouse. I will run a scan to determine the situation inside. Saying that, Sora disappeared. The steam in there isn't going to explode if we open the door, right? Tsugumi fixed her eyes on the door. It's probably fine. How would you know? Do you? I'm just saying what you want to hear. Sora appeared in front of the door. I finished the diagnostic. Atmospheric pressure is normal. No traces of toxic gas detected. However, the temperature and humidity of the room are rising in slight increments. An area of the pipe has ruptured, and there is a slight water leak. The water is about 10 centimeters at its deepest point. Exactly as I thought. What? Nothing. If that's all it was, it should be no problem. Oh, I suppose not. So let's go in. If we fix it, there won't be a problem, right? Yes, please hurry. I opened the door. I looked toward the wall that was making the hissing sound. There was a faint crack in the pressure-regulating pipe, and water was dancing out of it in this fine mist. Are you sure this is okay? Maybe. Sure, something small like this, we can fix it in a second. Tsugumi opened up the toolbox and started spreading a few tools out in front of her. It's a hard reading day, though, I will say. What should I do? The pipe is a little bent. I'm going to clamp a metal sleeve on it. Would you support the pipe for me? Roger that. What should I do? On the other side of this, there should be a valve attached to this pipe. You see it? I want you to loosen that bit. At your service. And what about me? I'll tell you which tools I need, and you pass them to me. Okay. We all started working in unison. We opened and closed a number of valves, connected and repaired pipes, and welded shut cracks. You seem really used to all this. What do you mean? Welding. Where'd you learn that from? You really want to know? Well, yeah, it's just that... You know, asking meaningless questions is a bad habit of yours. Satisfied? What does that mean? Alright, I won't ask you anymore. Every once in a while, I felt that Tsugumi's words seemed out of place. I had stolen a glance at Tsumugi's expression as I handed over the pliers. Of course, her face didn't really tell me anything. Sora watched us for a while from the side. What the heck is that? Okay. Is this her way of flirting? I don't I don't know. I can't figure out Tsugumi. I can't figure her out. After a while, an intercom in the corner of the room sounded. What's that? Somebody calling? It's from Tanaka-san. It appears she is in the security office. So Nakyu is alright. That's a relief. Excuse me, everyone, but Tanaka-san is calling me. I must be going. Okay, go for it. We should be able to handle the rest ourselves. Okay, I'll leave the rest to you. Sora approached the intercom and disappeared as if it had sucked her in. It's like a flare, a dramatic flare of that? Okay. I knew she could travel instantly, but it was still an odd sight. Kid, I'm all set here, so please work on the valves for me. Sure, no problem. I moved over to the area by the pipes that she indicated. First, take the blue valve and... what? Oh, what was that? For a second, I saw something. Now twist the red valve. The intercom continued to ring, and the hissing sound of steam persisted. That feeling I just had was like before. I know, it was like when I was going to the conference room from the kiosk this morning. Now, Sada, just wait a bit. Okay, I'm ready. Kid, turn the valves in the order I told you. Hey, kid, are you listening? Yeah, I got it. Sorry, the blue and then the red, right? Yeah, loosen them, then shut them again. I set to work on the blue valve in front of me. I was supposed to loosen it. And right then, it happened again. The inside of my head went all white. It felt like my consciousness was whisked off somewhere else. My first thought is like avoiding death, right? Something where you're avoiding death, kind of like a Zero Escape vibe to it. But that wouldn't really account for the fact that it's like this morning he also had that. Because like he wasn't really doing anything. He wasn't really making any choices or having someone else make a choice for him. He was just walking down a hallway. So I don't know how that would work. I think it's something else. I think it maybe it's related to whatever it is that Yu is doing. What was that? An image flashed at the back of my mind, and it felt like my brain was being hammered by light. It would stop and start, stop and start. Boxes falling and shattering to the floor. Massive amounts of water cascading down. And then... what the frick was that? What? It looked like she had a metal pipe a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of scary, to be honest. It was kind of scary. It's a sci-fi game. It's a sci-fi game. Courie, you're fine. You're fine, Courie. It's a sci-fi game. It's not a horror game. But it was kind of scary, to be honest. Huh. I remember losing all power to stand and crumpling right there on the spot. That was... it can't be. Hey, what's the matter? Hey! Takeshi shook my shoulders, bringing me back from where I'd been. Takeshi? It's me, kid. You okay? Takeshi, trouble. Huh? If we stay here, there's going to be trouble. We have to escape now. I coughed the words out deliriously. Oh no, he is really jumping from timelines. Okay. It's just weird that it happened in the morning when he was also just walking down a hallway, because he wasn't really doing anything then. Things are gonna fall, and the water will flood in. Someone will get really hurt. Ah, okay, I see. She was trapped by one of the boxes, and we had to leave her behind, and Tsugumi would die. Okay, I see. What are you talking about? You aren't making any sense. Right now, we have to escape. I felt like I was filling up with fear and panic. Calm down, just calm down. Out of the way. My left cheek burned like it had been scalded. Calm down. Why? I was trying to help you. I saw a future in which you died. Pressing my hand on my hurting face, I stood up. The pounding of my heart finally got under control. You've done enough. Saying that, Tsugumi pointed to a corner of the room. Go over there and sit quietly. Oh, okay. Okay. What the heck? I was trying to help you. What? You don't get it? I'm saying you're in the way. Hey, that's a little harsh, don't you think? I mean, he's probably tired, that's all. You be quiet. Listen, at times like this, people like him are a liability. At times like this, kids like you should be burning it out. Sorry. We were talking about Undertale yesterday too. I don't know why. It just came to me in a vision, in a dream, you know? In a different timeline. Don't worry about it. He's going to make a costly mistake. You don't want to cause an accident here, do you? Well, that makes sense, but... Now you know what I mean. Get out of the way. We'll have someone else do it. All right. I walked meekly to the corner. After that, the work went smoothly, and finally we succeeded in getting everything back to normal. What I had seen hadn't been real. Maybe it's just like a previous timeline then. So not necessarily this timeline of just like avoiding a foregone conclusion, but just something that happened previously when Tsugumi was still a little bit greener and a little bit newer to all of this. Thankfully, my predictions have been off. 8:19 a.m. It's weird that like we share these same memories, but she won't like talk about it at all. I guess maybe like in a previous life she did try to talk about it and it ended poorly, whatever it was. With the repairs finished, everyone left the room and I was in the warehouse alone. I wondered what had been going on in my mind before. While everything had turned out all right, it bothered me to no end. Yesterday in the generator room, and then that, I wondered what was wrong with me. But yesterday in the generator room, you ended up being correct. You said, like, the water is boiling hot. And it was true. The water was boiling hot. I was still without my memory. I couldn't even find any of the pieces. But maybe. I thought that maybe the crazy flashes that kept occurring had something to do with my lost memory. Maybe I'm closer to getting back my memory. I floated around the warehouse thinking about it. Suddenly, I noticed that there was another door deeper in the corner of the room. There appeared to be another room on the other side of the wall. Oh yeah, this thing. I thought this was the door that we came into. Was it not this? Or are you talking about like... How do we get through here? Was it down this or like through here? Or... I don't know. The door was open as if inviting me in. Interesting that no one else seemed to notice that. A calendar, I'm guessing? I don't know. It was a tiny, tiny room. It has food supply, water, and just like some general supplies, maybe. I don't know. Inside, the room was dimly lit, and it smelled damp and moldy. The lights were off, and closing the door made it even darker. I could just make out the interior of the room. The wall looked cold and sturdy. The room was covered with cables and pipes. I imagined that the room was used for storing equipment used in the warehouse. Okay, so just general equipment. So maybe this is like dolphin food or whatever. The far wall had a small square window. My mind felt all foggy. Maybe it was just fatigue, like Takashi had said. A lot had happened over the last 3 days. I had heard a lot and thought about a lot of things. I don't know what it is, but I feel so sluggish. I sat down in a corner of the room and hugged my knees. Looking up, I saw the moonlight streaming in through the window. It was warm, full light. I saw moonlight streaming in through the windows, warm, full light. Did it have the waves on it? Full light? Look at that. Yeah, I see it, actually. Doesn't it seem like we're not underwater? I noticed that the walls of the room were made of concrete. Oh, wait, we're in a different room. Oops. Wait. We're in a different room. I didn't even realize. I was so focused on the thing. I didn't even see there's a bed in here. Okay, so this is back when I was being experimented upon. There's a camera in here too. I noticed that the walls of the room were made of concrete. I sat with my back against the cold wall and stared up at the full moon shining from outside the window. The moon was far away. The broad night sky was contained in that little square space. The bluish shadows of the moonlight crawled slowly across the gray walls. I looked at the moon and its shadows, and I let out a sigh in the darkness. I didn't want to think about anything. I pretended not to notice the freezing coldness. The room had a very small bed. The sheets were pulled tight. There wasn't a single wrinkle or even a speck of dust. Next to the bed lay a chair with all the sharp edges rounded off. One of the chair's legs was bent off in an unnatural direction. The door was closed. It was a steel door with no knob. Who would be watching? I mean, unless we're a robot and they're just trying to see what we would do in captivity. Who would be watching Kid, you know? Who would be watching him? I felt eyes upon me from the corner of the ceiling. A sharp, intense pair of eyes piercing my body. I couldn't see the body belonging to the eyes, but the harsh laugh rang out loudly in my ears. Oh, there's a person in here? Next to the lens, a red light was on. The red light was shining as if cutting off the corner of the ceiling. Suddenly, I heard the sobbing voice of someone behind me. Someone was crying on the other side of the wall. Is it Coco? Ouch! Ouch! What the heck is going on? What? Okay. The small voice of a girl echoed in the darkness. Are we turning people into AI, essentially? But that's weird. Sora has no memory of it, seemingly. What are we doing? And then I heard... whack. Shut up! Quit whining! It was the gruff voice of a man ringing out. I suspected that the girl had been hit. It sounded like she had fallen on the hard concrete and was crying even harder. Ow! It hurts! Help! Someone! Is this freaking... what's her name? Coco? Is it her, or is it just like a general one of the other... just a general girl, you know? I covered my ears with my hands and shook my head. I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Ah. Okay. It kind of... did you see that? It was like a blue wheel, spinning wheel there. Sorry, I clicked through too fast, apparently. Still, the girl's cries of pain didn't stop, for no reason at all, and that was a good time to save, just in case. Still, the girl's cries of pain didn't stop. As if trying to escape, I crawled across the floor to the opposite corner of the room and curled up. The moon's light was bright. I covered myself with a blanket as if to hide and closed my eyes. I mean... so in 999, there was technically child experimentation, right? That was a part of the plot. Like, we didn't technically see it, but it was, like, referenced and mentioned, right? We saw it maybe, like, very briefly in flashbacks. So it seems like we're picking up on, like, a certain point like this as well. It's interesting, though, because we're seeing it from this perspective, I guess. Like, the people involved, like, I forget the name now. But Santa, like, and everyone involved, right? He's not over there talking about, like, oh hey, like, this was our experience trying to solve this and that puzzle, essentially. It's just we kind of got the gist of it from him explaining it to us. But we're getting like an actual real flashback to the situation at hand. That's so strange. The girl just cried and cried. Thud. I wondered what that sound could be. I didn't want to think about it anymore. Even if I closed my eyes, even if I plugged my ears, the image of the girl struggling on the floor jumped back into my mind. Ouch. Ouch. The voice gradually got weaker and faded. Finally, it disappeared completely. In the silence, only a muffled sob echoed hollowly. The air in the room was so dank and stale that it felt heavy and strange on the skin. Help me. I heard a feeble voice. Help me. Help me. It's all your fault. The sudden curses of the man drowned out the girl's voice. All of this is just the way you wanted it. Right? You best fess up to all of it. What the hell is happening? You think from the start that things would turn out like this? You knew from the start, rather. No, I didn't know. Liar. So why did you run away? I didn't run away. No, you ran away. Interesting. Suddenly it's talking to me. You left that girl and ran away. No, I promised. And you broke it. Or maybe you always meant to break it. I'm like listening to the voice. Also, my computer is freezing through this. It's like auto-scrolling dialogue, so it's like I'm concerned. I'm slightly concerned. I'm like trying to listen to the voice. I'm turning up the volume a little bit on my end to listen to it. Hold on. You bought happiness for yourself. You traded it for that girl's life. Ah. It's getting worse and worse. No. No, 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 no.
Yeah, I promise. To wait like a good kid until you come for me. I'll wait, like a good girl. I'll wait forever.
No! I shouted and grabbed the chair lying on the floor with both hands. Okay, the chair is still there. But this is the same room seemingly. It was seemingly repurposed into the pharmaceutical company that was seemingly doing experiments on children was then repurposed into a theme park, which is kind of like all kinds of fucked up. Honestly, that's crazy. What the hell? At least with Zero Escape is like, yeah, this is a ship you know you're getting into. Like, we never tried to make this a theme park. What the hell? I shouted and grabbed the chair lying on the floor with both hands. I took the chair as if to scare away a ghost and pounded it on the wall. But to be fair, we can see the moon and it's like, I think we can see waves outside here, right? So it's not the exact same place, seemingly, but it's kind of modeled after it, maybe? Perhaps? I'm not sure. I took the chair as if to scare away a ghost and pounded it on the wall. Wildly, I put all of my limited strength into it over and over. Thud, thud, thud. The chair bent awkwardly and scraped against the dented wall. Outside the window, the moonlight shined far away. Damn you. I took the chair and threw it at the moon with all my strength. Careful that the window doesn't break, crash. The moon scattered like fireworks, shattering to pieces. Okay, I'll kill you. Saying that, I threw my body into the steel door. Bang, 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 bang. The door wouldn't budge, but I didn't give up. If I had to pulverize my body, I was still going to open that door. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. I hurled myself against the door again and again. The rage I felt made my blood boil and my body shake with fury. Something hot and sticky flowed from near my temple. Every time I crashed into the door, a shock of pain ran through my body. Stop it! That's seemingly blood, then! This would be a good chance to see if kid's blood is actually somehow white. I thought that my shoulder might already be broken. Bang, bang, bang. A dull sound echoed in the darkness endlessly. What are you doing? Suddenly, the door opens. Was that you? White light poured into my eyes. Tears overflowed in my eyes and dripped down. Oh, Sara. Through my blurred vision, I could make out Sara. Sara stood surrounded by the bright light, her hands outstretched to me. Finally, my consciousness was sucked into the light. Powerless, I slumped to the floor, lying there. I wonder if Sara was then that kid. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it has nothing to do with Coco at all. Maybe it was just Sara, because in the very beginning he was also like, "This is the girl. I have to find her." Powerless, I slumped to the floor, lying there. It's weird that they seemingly wouldn't remember each other, or I mean, I guess they grew up, so. My body felt heavy like lead, like it would sink into the floor. 11:48 a.m. The next thing I knew, I was on the bed. The ceiling was so white that it was slightly blinding. It smelled of disinfectant. Was it the infirmary? Are you awake now? A shadow passed above me on the bed. Ah, this is you then. It was you. Deja vu. No, it was something I had actually experienced before. 2 days before, when I woke up on the first day, you was at my side. Where is Sara? Who knows? Probably resting somewhere. I just replaced her a little bit ago. Okay, I was like, what are you talking about? No, replaced her spot of taking care of you. She looked after you the whole time until then. I see. I took both hands out from the blanket and stared dreamily at my palms. Oh, there are cots in the background. Okay. Beyond the regular, treatment bed. The countless wrinkles etched there, intertwining, reaching out like the branches of a tree in complicated patterns. The pinkish skin, and buried deeper, the slightly blue veins, and 5 fingers and a dog barking. 5 on the 5 on the left, 5 on the right, and 10 in total, the same as always. My lost finger still hadn't come back to me yet. There was still the deep scar on my left thumb. Like always, I gently ran my pinky over the scar. Like always? I see. Maybe this was a habit of mine. Okay, so the scar is like a surgical scar, maybe then. Strangely, the fact that fact had penetrated naturally into my mind. But I wondered when, where, or how I had injured my thumb. Maybe the scar had held some kind of clue to help me remember my past. As I traced the wound with my pinky, it caused a slight stinging pain that tickled a little bit. I was finally feeling completely calmed down. What happened? You poured me a cup of freshly brewed coffee, handed it to me, and sat down next to my bed. Hey, did you notice like the white blood, or was that just like, I don't know what that was. Maybe maybe it was just like sweat or something. I took the coffee. After a sip, I started to explain. I see. So that little room and the room you were in before were similar somehow. Probably. Listening to that, it sounds like a sick room or isolation ward somewhere. Sick room? You've probably been hospitalized before somewhere. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but kid, maybe you've had the same... maybe you've lost your memory or had violent fits repeatedly before. So maybe you were detained in a sick room with some tiny windows like that. You touched on the harsh reality of the situation, yet chose her words with care. Of course, that's not for sure or anything. It's just one possibility. I wonder if your father was somehow responsible for those experiments, and then for whatever reason, it's like getting rid of the people who would then know about said experiments. Right? Getting rid of everyone who would know about it. And then rebranding into a theme park for children for all ages. You probably had a waking dream. That is a possibility too. I was dreaming. While you were awake though. Finally, you gave me an easy-to-understand explanation about the connectedness of memories and dreams. According to you, dreams and memories were clearly deeply related, but not everything seen in a dream could be something experienced in reality. In other words, something had set off my hallucination, but that alone didn't mean I'd really been held in a sick room. Dreams could often appear as symbols of something else. So what I had seen earlier might have been caused by my repressed memories. In any case, there was no way to be sure of anything, and I still hadn't gotten back my memory. I felt that my experience in a sick room or somewhere like that, like one was as unreal as a strange small animal that might appear in a dream. I probably didn't read that correctly. Hold on. I felt that my experience in a sick room or somewhere like one was as unreal as a strange small animal that might appear in a dream. Okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. I mean, like a strange alien creature, I guess? Maybe it was just a dream. At some point, I had become sure of it. I felt sure that it was just my mind playing a nasty trick on me. You stood from beside the bed. Let me take a sip of water here as well, probably to finish off the rest of my tea. Well, actually, we have a break in a few minutes, so let me keep going. Okay, for now, shall we go check it out one more time? Go check where? That little room. To set the record straight, are you sure? That might bring up bad memories again. You held out her hands out to me. You might find a clue to help you jog your memory and get back to it. I thought that was unlikely. I know that was just my mind playing tricks on me. I was convinced that there was no connection between that room and my memory. Even so, I had to agree. If she was willing to take me, I couldn't turn her down. I took Yu's hands and got up from the bed. It only made sense, but her hands felt a lot different from Sara's. What the heck? Oh, was it just like a picture? I guess it was just a... Either that's a control panel with a picture of... that looked very similar to that place. Okay, so it was modeled after the place then, essentially. Okay, I see. Now's probably a good time to take another break. So let me go over to Burb screen. Alright. If you are here, stretch, get some water, all the usual stuff. I will be right back in about 3 minutes. See you then. Alrighty, I am back. Let me go over back to game screen. And move this over back to here. And then back to the game. Alright, continuing. The inside of the little room was in shambles. I was amazed that I could have made that much of a mess. That was how terrible it was. I didn't think that even if you'd compressed all the world's poltergeists into that itty-bitty space, that they could have done much more. All I could do was stand there with my jaw on the floor as you said, You did this? She was saying it as if to make sure. And what is it we were going to... Huh? If I remember correctly, you came in the room and sat on the floor, right? Yeah. Whereabouts? About here, I think. I pointed to the area around Yu's feet. What about the door? The door? I'm asking whether the door was shut or not. I shut it, I think. After the door shut, I wanted to escape and started throwing myself against the door. I closed the door as I answered. Oh, it was the same... Eh? How? Okay, so it was the same door that I came in through. I thought there was like a separate door like leading somewhere else into the facility. No, it's the same door, essentially. Just like before, the room was thrown into darkness. The only source of light was the moonlight pouring through the little window. What moonlight? I can't see anything like this. But you can see the moonlight, right? How is that? You grasped around in the dark with her hands. I could see everything perfectly. You could see the light source though, right? Where's the light switch? You walked along the wall and looked for the switch, sometimes tripping on plastic boxes scattered on the floor. Yu's body gave off a faint light. Every time she took a step, a faint streak-like image followed her. It was like the flame of a candle flickering in a thick mist. See, if this was Zero Escape, this would be a puzzle room, and I don't understand what the hell this is. Can you go ahead and look at this, kid? Please? What is this? Light shone down from the ceiling. Jeez, can you believe they're still using electronic fossils like this these days? You muttered that as she stared at the light switch. They should spend money on places like this even if the customers won't see them. It's because they cut corners in places like this that they get accidents. That's not important right now. You whipped around. Then, scouring the room, she said, "By the way, where's the window?" There wasn't a single window in the whole room. Thinking about it, it made sense. Nobody would fork over cash for a little window with special pressure-resistant glass in a little storage room stuck in the side of the warehouse. I looked around for the moonlight that had been there a second ago. There was no moon. I wondered if it had been because I had shattered it, but that wasn't it. What I had mistaken for a window was just a little square hole. Is this the window? You're saying you thought this was a window? You followed my eyes, and then went and stood in front of the square hole. I went over beside her and looked up at the hole. The hole was bordered by a steel frame. It was about the same size as a coin locker. It was about 50 centimeters on each side. There was a door on the hole. I might have broken it, but the door was bent completely and hung loose at the hinge on one side of the hole. The hole was more than an empty space. A bunch of colored wiring, something like an integrated circuit board, some kind of plug, and something like a small lever were all packed into it. Okay, so it is a circuit board. But why? Why does it change? Is it just like kid projecting his memories onto it, or would it be something else? What is this? I had no idea what it was. It's probably an inverter unit or something. Inverter unit? To change the AC power that comes from the generator into DC. It's a mechanism for changing the electrical current into one that the tools in this warehouse can use. That means that this device controls those functions. I see. Everything she was saying was like gibberish to me, but I nodded. Or to be more precise, it was that. Huh? That was the inverter unit. It looks broken now. I have no idea who broke it, but... You said that straight-faced and without looking at me. Did you break it? Because you were the only one that went off... Well, Tsugumi is here, and she's been kind of sus, so... We haven't really been accounting for everyone's movements per se, except for maybe Sara. And then I don't think Sora could really interact with it. Everybody else, though, is kind of like a mixed bag. It's like, anyone could have done this. I'm gonna guess that it's you, because we made a whole point about you going off on our own on a little walk. But why? Why would she do that? I reached out to touch the inverter unit thing. It was a little bit warm. Or maybe I had it backwards. Maybe I knew it was warm before I touched it. So I wanted to make sure by touching it. In the end, we didn't really learn anything. No, but it did seem like there was something trying to move. At least to me. It felt like someone inside me was tossing and turning in his sleep. We finally gathered again in the conference room. Why would she do that? If it's you, wouldn't she want to live? Or did you trap everyone down here who she thinks is somewhat a part of the experiment? But no, she wouldn't want to kill them then. There's like, what if they were all somehow culpable in like whatever act? But like, Kid was a victim. Like, he left someone behind apparently, but he was also a victim. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. We finally gathered again in the conference room. Even though I had just embarrassed myself in front of everyone, they all acted as if nothing had happened. We were killing time. We still couldn't think of any way to escape. Still, we didn't want to feel like we were completely wasting our time. So we all decided to wander around Limu one more time. As we made the rounds, Takashi said, "What do you think the record is for running from one end of Limu to the other?" I think we should try to give the tuna sandwiches a completely new flavor. He made a number of stupid comments. We all, with the exception of Tsugumi of course, listened, half exasperated and half interested. We all knew. As long as we were doing something, it kept our minds off of things we couldn't change. Yay, okay. We're addressing the thing, the elephant in the room. Like about how there was no way out, or remembering where we were. We decided to meet at 8 p.m. for dinner. See, like, this little, like, these sections where it goes to black, and like, I'm glad for the game to like skip over it, right? Because I don't want us to like spend time on like, okay, now some more pointless fluff. I feel like the pacing has been relatively decent so far, right? I don't want it to be bogged down by anything. But it's like little fade to black instances like this where it's like, I can't technically account for anything that has been done during this time per se. We decided to meet at 8 p.m. for dinner. Everyone was left to wander around freely until then. I decided to help you try to repair the infirmary scanning machine. Okay, so you at least is accounted for, right? Of course, it was a kind of indirect thank you to her for looking after me twice and worrying about my memory loss. I mean, Sara also looked after you too, though. A little bit. Not as much as you, though. I think that's good. I think it's good you're helping her. 6:34 p.m. Alright, shall we get started? You plopped down on the floor with the tools and parts, spreading out the repair manual. Of course, the repairs were Yu's job. I was just there to help. I was getting used to handing her the tools and was getting better at predicting which tools would be used next. I thought if there was an exam for expertise in handing pliers or screws, I would have passed with flying colors. A lot of people seem to like only have Kid just like hand the tools. Tsugumi, Chewy Gummy. Hello, Chew. I hope you've been doing well. I'm finally getting her name correct. It's Tsugumi, Tsugumi. I don't know. Tsugimu. Yes, I hope you've been doing well. But the repairs were tougher than I imagined. You grunted as she stared at the diagram. You still haven't figured it out? Maybe if you'd be quiet, I might. It's not here. She searched all over but couldn't find the cause of the problem. You said everything looked normal. In other words, there was no sign of anything broken. Jeez, this good-for-nothing, stupid, idiotic. All of a sudden, you lost her cool and went into a different art style entirely, pounded on the diagram, and kicked the toolbox. Wham. Hey, that's not very grown-up of you. You know, you could ask Sora how to fix it later. You want to clean up for now? Sorry. Oh, so here you two are. Here the two of you. So here the two of you are. There we go. Got there eventually. Oh, hey, Takashi. What are you doing here, Kuranari? Nothing really. I thought I'd get some coffee and something to wake me up. What about you two? What are you and the kid up to? Can't you tell by looking? If I could, do you think I'd be asking? Takashi, do you think you could lend us a hand? Sure, I can do that. You want help picking up the stuff? Yeah. We split up and started picking up the tools strewn around the room. Screwdrivers and screws had flown all over the walls. Do you think we got everything? No, there's one more to the right there. There was something in the corner. Hey, what's this? Takashi picked up something that looked like an electric plug. No, it was an electric plug. The cable continued, disappearing under the floor. It was embedded there. I wonder if this is supposed to power. In the wall was an outlet, the same as in the home. Takashi stuck the plug into the wall. Okay, we got the machine up. Maybe we didn't have to do any repairs, we just had to plug it in. Okay, good job, team. Good job, the both of you. Hey, something is moving. Oh, hey, it looks like it was for that machine over there. Which means it would appear unplugged. Hacking. She was in the hacking club in high school, by the way. Hacking group, super hacker game, had Sada on her team, who's like an actual hacker. Okay, very cool. Hey, by the way, Takashi shot a question at me and you, who were speechless. What were you doing here anyway? Eh? Just then, someone else appeared. It was Tsugumi. But when she saw us, she hates us. She hates us. She clicked her tongue in an irritated way and turned to leave the room. Okay, that's a little bit funny though. It's just like the idea of just like walking into a room and being like, ugh, and then just leaving the room, immediately leaving the room after you see who's in there. All right, fine, fair enough. Specifically a hacking group, not computers or anything, just hacking. She's assumed, of course she would. I guess she would. That's crazy. She clicked her tongue in an irritated way and turned to leave the room. The door opened again immediately. That time it was Sada. It could have been my imagination, but she looked kind of angry about something. Sada stood her ground, blocking the exit so that Tsugumi couldn't leave. Interesting, these two have been in some sort of argument, mayhaps? Out of the way. Quit running away and answer. I said out of the way. I said give me an answer. It seemed like the two of them were fighting. I wonder why. I couldn't think of any reason for the two of them who would want to fight. If you keep shouting, the three of them will hear. I can already hear. I don't care. Hey, you two, what's up? Takashi asked that as he approached them. That's what I want to know. Tsugumi said that, mixed with a sigh. And then she gave Takashi the evil eye. What are you all planning anyway? We didn't know how to, like, plug something into a wall. So it took 3 people to figure it out. What are you planning? Stop with all this nonsense already. Hey, Mayo, what happened? You said that as if to calm Sada's nerves. She still looked pretty riled up. She was staring at Tsumugi bitterly. Tsugumi. I did it again, didn't I? Tsugumi. Tsugumi. What? What do you want? Huh? For an instant, I felt that Tsugumi's face twisted sadly. Now get out of my way. As she turned around, Tsugumi tried to push Sada out of the way. Sada resisted. So what? Did you run away from him the same you're trying to run away from me now? That wasn't your voice, that was Yu's voice. Oopsie daisy. Sada said that as the two of them wrestled. Tsugumi stopped moving. So you did. Sada crossed her arms tightly. You're disgusting. You're inhuman. Tsugumi lifted her right hand as if to hit Sada. I mean, she already hit me. Who's to say she won't do it again? You know what? They didn't cover plugging things in during the hacking club. It wasn't in the curriculum. Obviously, they didn't have any curriculum except playing visual novels. That's all they did. But Takashi grabbed her hand. All right, nice one, Takashi. Hey, calm down. Sada didn't miss her chance. Oh, okay. Sada was just like, I'm going for it. I don't give a shit. Slap. Sada's open palm echoed on Tsugumi's cheek. You little... The raging Tsugumi threw off Takashi and stole from Sada whatever it was she was holding. She went to throw whatever it had against the wall. But she stopped an instant before. Interesting, this is a new sprite for her as well. Stop! Takashi went to grab her arm. Tsugumi's arm went slack. Something slipped to the floor. It clattered loudly. Something glittered as it bounced. It looked like a pendant. Sada scooped up the pendant as if she were Let me try that again. Let me try that one again. Sada scooped up the pendant as if she were picking up a fragile piece of ice. Sada's back quivered tensely. Sada looked down, dropping her head. She squeezed her fist around the pendant. Mayo. You said it softly, but Sada didn't appear to hear. Huh. What is it? It seems like a normal pendant, like maybe a pocket watch of some kind, maybe, perhaps. What is going on? This was not in the cards for me. I wasn't sure. You can also see she's been hit, but also crazy. Ma'am, Tsugumi, your face was slapped, not your arm. True. I wonder what other situation that specific sprite would be used in. Maybe we would find out like more about it on the Tsugumi route, which I'm currently not on. I'm nowhere near that route, so. Sada lifted her face. Biting her lip, she glared at Tsugumi. Both of her eyes were welling up with tears. You hit her, by the way. Tsugumi stared coldly at Sada as if looking down at her from far above. I mean, that's literally what she's doing. Sada withstood the glare and stared back at Tsugumi, enraged. She continued to resist silently, trying not to shed tears, not to sob. The scene was just like... It was just like... It was all your fault. Uh-oh. Don't have kid be set off now. You... A hot surge of hate raced through me. Who the hell do you think you are? You good for nothing. I screamed and grabbed Tsugumi by the collar. What are you doing? Stop it! You grabbed me from behind and pulled me away from Tsugumi. Let go! Let go! I said let go of me! I continued to struggle violently. I was like a desperate beast, devoid of all reason, with my fangs bared and a thirst for blood. Alright, the vibes are rancid and it's only day 3. Remember in Never 7 when we spent like 6 days basically doing absolutely nothing at all, and then the 7th day would be like this big reveal kind of crash out thing? It's day 3 and we're already failing. We're doing worse than that group. We're doing worse than that group did. But I mean, it raises a lot of questions, so I am enjoying it. I'm guessing she's a fan favorite based on the sides of the game, the game screen. Oh, she, well, based on like the people who have come in and talked about the game, I'm guessing like maybe she is somewhat of a fan favorite, yeah. But this is just like a regular promotional art that I put in the background. So if I get rid of the game capture, you can actually see the logo and then the other 2 girls as well. So the only one that's not here is Sora. But I just kind of put it in the background because I was like, eh, that's nice. It looks kind of cool, you know? The different duality, I guess, so to speak. But yes, I also do think she's probably a fan favorite. What was left of my mind had ceased to be me. 1:36 a.m. I walked around Limu. After what had happened, I didn't want to be around you or Takeshi. But I was too worked up just to stick around in one place. We haven't seen Sora at all. What has she been doing? I mean, she's a hologram. She can go wherever she wants, and I guess just fuck off when she wants to. You know, she doesn't have to be here. She can be within the computer. But also, man, she kind of dipped out. But I was too worked up just to stick around in one place. I thought I would pick up the place they were least likely. I thought I would pick the place they were least likely to come and wander around it. I wondered what that fit of rage had been about. Probably trauma, if I had to guess. Repressed memories. I thought it was in-game and intentionally foreshadowing the clone foreshadowing. That's what I thought too. I was very careful to avoid spoilers, but I had to get like 2 pieces of promotional art, right? And then like when I saw this one, I was like, clones? Clones, mayhaps, perhaps. We know that cloning is a thing in this reality, so it perhaps takes place in a distant future of Never 7, but that doesn't seem to be the focus or have any relevance quite yet. So, at least not right now. Why had I gotten mad? Why? Tsugumi had stared coldly down at Sada, and Sada had desperately battled to stand her ground. What were the emotions that had welled up within me in that instant? I felt like I was on the verge of figuring it out. Like my lost memory could be concealed by a thick fog. Like by a thick fog. There we go. But then it was right in front of me, right there, covered by a thin sheet. No matter how thin it was, I still couldn't remove it. The more I thought about it, the further away into the fog my memory seemed to recede. I wondered what I could have had in my past. I continued to wander Limu without understanding anything. What the heck is this? The giant whale, the sky whale. Ooh. Okay, it's kind of scary. It's probably something in the theme park, but I don't know. It's kind of like the dead, lifeless eyes. Kind of scary, to be honest. Suddenly, I felt like I heard someone's voice in a room, so I entered it. In a sprawling night sky were a number of orb-shaped planets, and in between the planets there floated a huge, soft-looking whale. It was the Cosmic Whale Room. Woo, the Cosmic Whale Room. I don't know, it sounds kind of nice. Of course, the whale and the starry sky were all merely theme park attractions. I thought that wide open space and attractions would help ease my ragged nerves. Even though it was fake, the expansive space eased my tense mind and nerves, frazzled from being cooped up for so long. But I still had no memory. I realized again just how stressed the situation had made me without me even noticing. For a while, I just relaxed, looking at the scenery. What? Something moved slightly on top of the whale. It better not be Coco. I squinted, peering at it. Sada? I glanced quickly at the planet next to the whale and headed for the stairs leading to it. Oh, it is Sada. I walked out to the edge of the whale's nose and sat down next to Sada. I thought that normally whales and dolphins had their blowholes and nostrils near the middle of their head, so it probably wasn't accurate to say its nose. Oh, okay. I see where you are then. We looked at the countless stars sparkling overhead. It seemed as if we could reach the stars in the sky. If I had stood up, I could have probably actually touched the star. Because it was all a facade of fake stars projected onto the ceiling. Speaking of fake, the whale was too. I know! Game, you don't have to clarify. I know that. Let me take a sip of water here. Hold on. Alright. I didn't know what kind of cutting-edge technology they used, but the skin on the whale felt like it could have been real. Oh, okay. Slightly terrifying. Then again, I didn't suppose I'd ever actually touched a real whale. Maybe I was just working from some image I had of what whale skin would feel like. Not having a memory was mysterious in a way. Normal and abnormal, common sense and nonsense were all dictated by memory. For example, if a sea otter suddenly appeared right in front of me, and he said, "I'm your father," "I'm your father," well, I probably wouldn't believe him. Because in life, I'd never met a cross between a sea otter and a person. But with no memory, there was no way for me to know for sure that I'd ever met a sea otter person. Thinking of it that way, it was amazing to me that I could be so logical. I'd imagined that my memories were stored away in a drawer in my brain somewhere, and I was adding to the drawers even then. However, the number of drawers I could open was limited. I had no idea where the drawers from before May 1st were packed away. Still, there was someone opening my drawers, and he or she was judging whether what was happening was normal or abnormal, common sense or nonsense. Again, I don't think he's talking about like us, the player. I don't think he's talking about me, because it feels like he knew stuff that I didn't know about. How am I supposed to know? But I mean, they did say there was a recommended route order, and Tsugumi's was first, and I'm definitely not on her route, so maybe I kind of missed out on like that sort of feeling, the vibe that I would get from this situation. Rather, that entity was telling me I was a safe without a key. A treasure in the safe didn't belong to me. Incidentally, it wasn't just the texture of the whale's skin that made it seem so lifelike. The whale was alive. At least it seemed that way to me. A whale swimming in the starry sky. Actually, now that I think about it, this was a plot point in a... I mean, it's a general plot point in a lot of things. But I don't know. The first connection that I made was Tavern Talk as well, where it's like the whale in the sky. I really like the imagery, you know? It's kind of nice to combine like the ocean and like the sky. There's something very nice about it. Its back surging like a wave, it undulated again and again. Oh, so it's animatronic? Its soft mouth opened, closed, and even puffed out from time to time. About every 3 minutes, it blew a warm breath through its blowhole. Oh, okay, so I guess people are supposed to come up here, and they're supposed to come up here and actually experience it. A seawater mist of spray would scatter around the area. Sitting at the tip of its nose, Sada and I bobbed up and down in time with its movements. However, the whale undulated so slowly that we could let go of our hands and feel safe. It was like a cradle rocking back and forth. On the back of the whale, we sailed through the cosmos. We were on our way to planet Quiqui. Sada slowly took something out of her pocket and showed it to me. I just had a thought. What was the freaking Oh, I have to go back and check. I don't think it had anything to do with this. But what was the... I know that Kurumi in Never 7 had something to do with the sky in her backstory. Like something about a tale about the sea and the sky and becoming a star or something. I was like, did this had anything to do with it? What was it? Huh. Anyway, I have to go check that later. The ocean is just the sky, but below us. Uchikoshi probably. Yeah, he was cooking. He's like, I'm gonna write something amazing today. He's like, this is gonna be great. Sada slowly took out something from her pocket and showed it to me. It was an old-fashioned oil lighter. She lit it up. This is beautiful. This is nice. Look at this. Aw. But this is not the pendant. Okay, the pendant is in the other hand. What is this? The flickering flame made Sada's face look red. I wondered why she was carrying around a lighter. I couldn't picture her as the type that would smoke. I thought I might ask her, but as I did, Sada opened up her other hand. In it was the pendant from before. A thin chain was wrapped around her index finger. The pendant swayed in her hand. Sada brought the flame closer to the pendant and stared at it dreamily. Her expression relaxed. It was as if Sada was mesmerized by something. A mirror was embedded in the pendant. The flame of the lighter reflected brightly in the mirror. I wonder if... Sada was staring at her reflection and admiring herself. Maybe if it's just a mirror, what is she doing then? Also, just for no reason, we saw like Kid at the very beginning, but just for no reason, can I also see a portrait of myself? I laughed without thinking. Huh? Is something funny? I mean, it looks like you're just sitting there grinning at yourself. No, I'm not. I guess you've got a bit of a narcissistic side. I said I'm not. With that, Sada snapped the lighter shut. That moment, I noticed something odd. It looked like the flame of the lighter in the mirror split into two images. I thought that maybe there was a crack in the mirror. Hey, can I see that pendant for a second? Sure. Don't drop it. The whale's body continued to move up and down. I figured that was what Sada meant. I won't. Saying that, I took the pendant from Sada. Oh, it's very thin. It's incredibly thin. I wrapped the chain around my finger and brought it close to my face. As I suspected, the mirror was cracked. It wasn't just broken, a piece of it was missing. I touched the area that was missing. I thought it had probably been broken from the shock of Tsugumi dropping it. The missing fragment might still be lying about in that room. Feeling the sharp contours where the missing piece belonged made me feel sad. I took my finger from the mirror and held my palm out towards Sada. Without saying anything, Sada plucked the lighter down on the palm of my hand. It sparked and lit. Oh, I guess that's me. What? Hold on. Oh. I had spoken without thinking. A three-dimensional image appeared dimly in the mirror. This looks more like Takashi, doesn't it? Than it does Kid. What the hell? And it's even the same shirt, yeah. Kid had like at least the kid that we were presented with had like a striped shirt a little bit, right? And he was wearing like a hoodie or something. That's strange. A three-dimensional image appeared dimly in the mirror. So this is a hologram pendant? Huh? Yes, but... The mirror showed a person. It was basically a headshot. From the shoulders on up, the head and facial expressions were extremely clear. That's not possible. Okay, so either two things is what I'm thinking of. Either A, maybe there is no separation between which girl's route you can pursue as which protagonist. Therefore, you could have done the Sada route as Takeshi. I don't think so though. That feels weird, doesn't it? It feels just kind of weird. Like it's not the same. It's not the same. Or B, we're somehow looking exactly like Takashi, and Takashi hasn't said anything about it. Nobody else has said anything about it. It's like we look very, very similar. Are you sure? We're even wearing the same shirt somehow. That's crazy. It's anime, everyone looks the same. Ah, okay. I go, of course. Just don't think about it. Or clones, maybe, I don't know. Definitely it's like a cloning case because at the very, very beginning of the game. Well, maybe not clones entirely. I don't know if it's robots or something. At the very, very beginning of the game, we were presented with voices for Kid and Takeshi. They were both voiced, and they were both seemingly voiced by the same person, even if they looked completely different. But now they're looking the same. Honestly, he just looks like a younger, slightly younger version of Takeshi, to be honest. I imagined it was made using a hollow machine. Hollow machines were machines that would burn a hologram into pendants, keychains, or any other object that a person wanted. On Limu, there were a number of those machines. Okay, so it's not a mirror then. You're looking at someone? It's a hologram. I remembered that much. It was the same as before. If there was something to trigger my memory, I could recall some things. I thought that if I could remember those kinds of things, why not? But I shoved that thought aside and focused again on the image in the pendant. Since it was a hologram, it also had depth. Changing the angle of the mirror changed the angle of his face. It was an image of a man I didn't know. I suspected it was an image that was closed away in one of those inaccessible drawers of my memory. I had no memory of this face. Who is this? Huh? Is it your boyfriend? Sada remained quiet. Her expression was frozen solid. It's your boyfriend, isn't it? I asked her again. But there was not even a glimmer of hidden romance on her face. Any girl looking at her boyfriend's picture would probably show a smile, especially stuck in the middle of the ocean. Hey, he looks pretty cool. I said it in a teasing way. Actually, he was so good looking that it was enough to make you sick. Hates Takashi. I hope she might chirp out, "Oh honey, I hope you're well, I miss you." But there was one thing that bothered me. His image was all in one color. It was some kind of a retro trend going on, and some people did that for the sepia or monochrome holograms. So it didn't. So I guess it slightly predicted the trend of going back to older like DVDs, CDs, anything like that. different colors, like a basic color scene, so to speak. Changing the angle mirror, his face changes his face because it's a mirror. It's so weird that Sada's not saying anything about it. What does she mean by it? I'm being mean to these clueless anime people forced into situations. It's okay, I do the same thing, to be honest. They deserve it. The too handsome part, true, is like, okay, I didn't realize. Unless you're calling yourself handsome. So, how long have you been dating? I held out the lighter, set it on the pendant, and held it out to Sada. She didn't take them. She was frozen. She was still frozen stiff. It looked like she was forgetting to breathe. Hey, Sada? Sada? Hello, Sada? I grasped the pendant that she hadn't taken and shook Shada's shoulders. Let me try that again. Shook Sada's shoulders. There we go. Sada didn't even blink. Are you okay? And then, whoosh, the whale exhaled. Sada leaped up and smacked into me, leveling me with a powerful tackle. It might have been that she was so surprised that she just wanted to grab onto something. Still, her full weight came barreling into me. With that, I went down and she crumpled with me. We slid down and off the whale's smooth skin. Are we gonna die? The stars appeared to gain distance. Well, that was what they said about the space being weightless. Well, that seemed to be a lie. Ow. Could have died there, but okay. Shook Sada's shoulders. Before I had time to think about anything else, my body made contact with the hard floor. A fine mist descended onto my skyward face. Sada was on top of me, unmoving. I could hear her breathing in my ear. Okay, another scene? Are we gonna get another CG for this, or are we just gonna be normal? Safe landing, huh? Sada continued talking as she lifted up her face and peered into my own. No, we're gonna get a CG for this. Ah, dude. Okay, never mind. I thought for sure we would. No, it's too early for that. It's too early for that. Welcome to Planet Quickly. May 4th, Thursday. Okay, somehow we just moved on from that. Why is she so weird? Why did she not comment and be like, that's your face, obviously? Why would everyone keep this a secret from me? Like, hey, like you look exactly like Takeshi. Did you know that? Why would Takeshi not say anything? It's like, you look kind of like me. It's kind of gross, to be honest. It seems like the type of thing he would say. It's like, you're just cramping my style, man. You look like me so much. What the heck? Fade to black. Credit. No, never mind. It's a whale. It could have rolled credits there. Ended up failing to give the pendant back. I think Planet Kui was something that Kurumi had said. I don't know. Or maybe it was just early in the game. Maybe I'm just confused. I thought I would look for the missing piece of the hologram and had an idea of where it might be. It was the site of Tsugumi and Sada's fight the day before. The fragment should have been around that room somewhere. I wanted to find the piece and put it back in the pendant. I thought if I could do it, Sada would jump with joy. As I imagined her happy face, I crawled around on my knees, searching the room from the corner to corner. That's strange. What's strange? Hey buddy, don't you think it's weird that we have the same face and the same voice? Nah, shut up. Shut up, who cares? Okay. Surprise, I look up and there was Takeshi. You looking for something? Yeah, actually. I explained the situation and showed Takeshi the broken pendant. I see. Well, you're right about it being broken. Yup. If you don't mind, could you help me look? That sounds like a plan. Oh, that sounds like a plan. I thought he said it sounds like a pain. But can I ask you something first? What? That image of the guy you were talking about, where is it? Where? It's right here. I peered into the mirror. What? He's gone. Oh, maybe you can only view it in darkness with the lighter, essentially. Takeshi looked at me skeptically. But it was here yesterday, I swear. Huh? I wonder why. Maybe they also think they're all anime. There's some amount of like anime like tendencies that makes me think that all anime characters know. It's just like this is my happy-go-lucky life. Like I know that I'm in an anime, you know? It's no big deal. I don't really care what kind of guy Sada would date anyway. No, I take that back. I might be just a little interested. But I suppose it doesn't matter now that the pendant's broke. And since the pendant is something that's important to Sada, I'll help you look for the broken piece. Thanks. First to find it wins, kid. Huh? Takashi thumped my back and set about crawling on the floor to search. And how much is the reward for this anyway? Reward? How much are you gonna get? How much am I gonna get if I find the piece? Are you going to blackmail Sada? What are you talking about? You're gonna pay me, not Sada. Why? Hey, don't play innocent with me, champ. What? You don't think I let you take all the credit, do you? Takashi wriggled toward me like a snake. He stopped in front of me. If I find it, I bet you're planning to say you did. I wouldn't. Oh, Sada, milady.
Oh, brave youth, what is it?
This is yours, milady.
Oh, well, if it isn't the pendant I lent you yesterday. Oh, joy, it is fixed. Happy day.
Oh, how I did slave, searching on the floor far and wide, all of yesterday. You know, if you keep doing this, you keep up this bit, I'm gonna find it before you.
And it was alone that you searched, brave youth.
Do you jest? Of course I went on a quest for the missing piece alone.
Oh, brave youth, you are amazing.
So I know exactly what you're planning. You're full of yourself. Whatever. Anyway, that wasn't a very good impression of me or Sada. Don't be so picky about the details. I'm rooting for you, okay, kid? I told you it isn't like that. I said it's okay. I like doing this kind of thing. What do you mean by this? I mean, well, being Cupid, a matchmaker. Cupid doesn't ask for money. I suppose that's true. Then how about you help me in return later? With you and you, essentially? Or you and Tsugumi? Which one? Help? It seems like the generator needs looking at. No big deal, just some maintenance that's gotta be done. Sora's orders. In that case, I'd do it even if I didn't owe you anything. Ah, thanks. In the end, we didn't find the missing piece. Maybe Tsugumi took it, for whatever reason. Takeshi and I were standing around covered in dust. The door opened and Sada came in.
Ah, there you are. I think I forgot to get that pendant back from you.
Oh, yeah. All I could do was hand her back the fractured pendant. Only then, like Sada was seeing us for the first time, did she notice we were filthy. What are you guys doing here anyway? I couldn't think of anything to say. Takashi and I exchanged glances. Actually, we were looking for the missing piece. Ah, thank you. Someone just normal who's just like, yeah, we were looking for it, obviously.
Piece? What's that?
The piece that broke off that pendant. We thought we'd try and fix it for you.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Sada looked kind of embarrassed. What? What had happened? All of a sudden, Takeshi made it look like it was his bright idea. Oh, he still took credit anyway. Well, that's what happens when you don't step in. I thought he was going to let me take the credit.
Besides, I'm pretty sure you're not going to find the piece here.
Why not?
Because this pendant was cracked from the start.
From the start?
Yup.
I wonder... The one piece. Of course, it was foreshadowing. Shikoshi loves One Piece. I wonder if it's if it really is like the twist this time is going to be, because the twist in Never 7, or one of the twists in Never 7, is the idea that like, hey, two of the characters are clones of each other, right? But it's separate from you, from Makoto. So maybe the twist this time is that like, hey, you are playing as one of the clones and you didn't realize it. Which I mean is a fair enough, you know, a fair enough twist, so to speak. But it is also like, how would no one tell this to us, right? In Zero Escape, when it comes to the second game, everyone every so often would make old comments about like, oh, you look so old, or like you look so senile or whatever, and it's like it's meant to be like a subtle wink wink nudge nudge into the direction you're supposed to be thinking. But it's like I haven't seen any of that here. No one's made any sort of comment, even though we would look so similar. The same shirt and everything.
I don't know, but I've had this pendant as long as I can remember. And this piece broke off a long time ago.
Oh, well, that means we didn't have a chance of finding it. Takeshi's sigh echoed throughout the infirmary. 1:34 p.m. After lunch, Takeshi gave me more information about the generator problem. He said that the part we had repaired before was malfunctioning, and the machine wasn't stable. Takeshi told me when to meet him to fix it. Then he said he had something to do and took off. I didn't have anything to do until our meeting time, so I walked the corridors alone. That would be funny if your face doesn't get shown. Honestly, the game could have done that and I would have been like, well, that's not true. If it had been any other game, I probably would have been like, oh, whatever. If it's this game, given everything that I know, I probably would have been like, huh, that's so suspicious that it's not showing our face. But it actually just did. It just showed our face. That's crazy. But even Kid didn't comment on the fact that like, hey, like, by the way, like this looks weirdly like Takeshi, don't you think? I was about to be like, is Takeshi like a fictional character? Are we a fictional character? No, there's no way. That doesn't account for how everyone's been treating the both of us separately. So, suddenly I noticed a faint voice. It sounded like a song. But I wondered who it could be. I have a vague memory of reading a guide that I know, and I was told not to... What was I told? That the game could kind of glitch out during this song or something? The game can kind of glitch out, or like I have to make sure that I don't like skip through it or something, because otherwise it messes up. I wondered who it could be. I turned toward the direction of the voice. Courie, I'm sorry to have to be the one telling you this, but this whole game is fictional characters. No, they're real to me. No. They're like dragging me away. It's like, no, they're real. You don't understand. She's real. All of them, they're real. Coco is real too, right? I turned toward the direction of the voice. No one was there, and the voice had stopped. Okay, well, I guess now's not the time for that. But I was sure that the voice had come from somewhere around here. I thought maybe. I peeked into the compression chamber from the shadows and saw Sada. Okay, so maybe you're the one who's singing the song? I can't remember who it said. It was like so long. It was like when I first downloaded the thing. So it's like I can't remember who they said would be singing. Sada was sitting in front of the thick window and staring at her pendant. I thought I might call out to her. She seemed to be focusing on something. It looked like she was starting to recite a song. moon sprite shouldering a long bow. Waiting inside a dream. Oh. Oh, this is it. This is the stuttering. All right. It's a great performance, Sada. Don't give up. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. I also hear my computer working overtime. Oh god. Sleeping, curled, and snug. I think I'm gonna have to stop the game. I think I kind of messed this up. Hold on. Can you stop? I want to restart. I want to restart. I think what happened, I thought I had to skip through each of the box. I think I didn't realize it was auto scrolling. Okay, she finished singing. Okay, that was lovely. Thank you so much. I'm gonna load, and we're gonna try that again. Kid Sada confusion. I'm confusion. I don't even know what just happened. I wonder who it could be. I turned in the direction of the voice. No one was there. The voice had stopped. The way that my computer immediately went silent after that. It was struggling with that. It was like, what's happening? Okay. I thought that maybe I peeked into the compressor, saw Sada. Okay, take 2. It's okay. You got this, buddy. Oh, it's still stuttering. Oh god. Okay. It's still stuttering, but it's okay. We're gonna get through it. Waiting inside a dream. Tonight a story by moonlight. Hoping the wait will be short. Yay! Yippee! Sleeping curled and snug. Sleeping in mother's arms. She finished singing. Okay. That was great! Yay! Yay! It's okay, buddy. You made it through it. PC, you made it through it. It's over. Thank God. She finished singing. It was great. It was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the clip. It's symbolism. You just have to dig into the lyrics. Yeah, exactly. You just have to dig into the fact that there's like a circle, a loading wheel every time that she pauses. Dig into that. What does that really mean for the character? Oh, she's crying now. No. No. Oh. A tear streaked down Sada's face. It didn't seem like a good time to call out to her. So I went to leave. So I just left. I was like, that was awkward. That was kind of awkward. All right, let's go before my computer starts dying a little bit. Then, in front of my eyes, another scene fused together with the one I was witnessing. Phone clipping, so I don't know if I got everything. That's no worries. Thank you for the clips. I appreciate it. A girl was sitting on the bed, crying in the same way. Was it Coco? She was stifling her sobs to keep others from worrying. But who? Who was she? What could it all mean? It's weird, because when Kid, the person that we know as Kid, seemingly met Coco, he was kind of just like, whatever, like, I don't care. But when he met Sada, he was like, wait for me. So I don't know. Good song. Okay, bye. Bye. What was the matter with me? Who's there? With her voice, the image instantly vanished. Still confused by what I had just seen, I answered. It's me, Sada. Sorry, I wanted to say something, but it didn't seem right. Can I? Hold on, let me go over here. Just gonna try and snooze ads. So we're gonna wrap up here in like a little bit in a second, but like maybe try and get through this scene. Maybe get as far away from this room as possible because I'm scared. I'm terrified. Sorry, I wanted to say something, but it just didn't seem right. Sada wiped away her tears as if hiding them. What do you mean? She seemed her upbeat self again. I faced her and sat down.
That song, you sang it before. In front of the generator room, I think. Hey, your memory is fine. Maybe if you lost your memory, maybe you lost your memory because you packed your head with so many useless little things like that. Sada laughed as she said that. Is that song a lullaby or something? Yeah, you've never heard it? I shook my head. I didn't recall hearing it before. Really, you don't know it? I think you are the girl. I think you are the girl, and you know. You know that he doesn't remember, that he doesn't know. Huh, okay. Really, you don't know it? I pretended to think about it. Even if I did think on it, I didn't imagine I'd remember it. Ah, I see. That's right. Sada said it and sadly glanced down at the pendant hanging from the middle finger of her left hand. There was something I wanted to ask you. I told her about how the image of the man in the hologram pendant had disappeared. I was sure the image was there yesterday. Oh, that's because we're indoors. Huh? What do you mean? Yesterday when we looked at it, we were in Limu. No, that's not inside. That's a part of space, right? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Are you crazy? Okay. You don't remember? I sang it to you while you were in the clone tank. You don't remember? You don't remember? I'm gonna start calling it the clone tank, honestly, because I don't even know what that was. I'm just kidding. Here's how it works. With that, Sada took the lighter from her pocket. She put the lighter flame closer to the pendant. Oh, the man in the hologram floated there, the same as the day before. The image wasn't as clear as before. I thought it was probably the bad light. The room with the whale was mostly dark. I figured that was why he wasn't as clear. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, there goes my theory about it. So do you have to hold the lighter flame next to it to see it? I asked her. Yep. It's gonna be either the lighter or sunlight. Sunlight? Yeah, I don't really know how it works, but you can't see it under fluorescent lights. Weird, huh? That was when I understood why Sada always carried the lighter. It was to look at the hologram. Sada lit the flame. I wonder why, presumably, Tsugumi took this from her, right? Sada lit the flame. Then she put it out again. Lit it and put it out, lit it and put it out. She stared absently at the image of the man appearing and disappearing. This is awkward. I kind of wanted to end stream. You're kind of going into a little thing here. Okay, well, it's okay. I am actually very curious. Both of my parents are gone. Sada said that out of the blue. They died when I was little. My mom and dad weren't around when I was a kid. For a while, I thought that it was that way for everybody. Really? I didn't know how to answer. I like this song. I like it. I don't know, I like most of the tracks. I would say it's weird that it borrows a lot of the same elements from Never 7, right? Probably because it's probably the same composer, right? But I just kind of prefer this one. I don't know what that's about. Like something about the atmosphere or something about it. I couldn't think of a decent reply. This pendant is the only keepsake I have. So that man is... I think it's probably my father. Your father? Your father. For no reason. Do you also think that it seems to you know, just for whatever reason, does it seem to look like Takeshi for whatever reason? Or okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Very cool. It's probably my father. Also, kid, you're so awkward. You were like, is that your boyfriend? What the hell? I don't know for sure, but that's what I think. After a long silence, I said, it's the same for me. Huh? I've forgotten everything. So I don't remember anything about my mom or dad. If I bumped into them on the street, I would never know it. Even if I get out of here in one piece. One piece? um, I don't have anywhere I could call home. It's a serious scene. I don't have anywhere I could call home. So I'm in the same situation. It's not the same as having any parents, but, you know. Well, I should get going. I gotta help Takashi. The generator needs some fixing. I stood up. As I was about to leave, I thought of something. Hey, would you mind lending me that lighter and pendant again? Okay, so it seems like she smiled at the end before it sort of auto-scrolled a little bit. Oh, I blame the Twitch ads. No, gosh. All right, I don't want to run ads right now. Whatever's playing is playing. Whatever's playing is fine. I'll go for like a few more minutes and then we'll call it. Ouch, Takeshi, that hurts. 4:07 p.m. You can take that. You're a man after all. Takashi grinned sadistically as he patted my right arm, which was supported by a cast. The cast was made of a specifically formulated plastic. It was lighter than I had expected and not too cumbersome. Oh no, I'm good. Okay. All right. In that case, I don't think anything interesting is gonna happen in this one. It's just like if 90%. It's just like 90% if my ads. Oh, if my ads have been One Piece. I see. Okay. All right. I think we're all set to save over this and never come back to that singing scene ever again. I think we're good. Let's get out of here. Let's return to title. Return to title. Yes. All right. And that was Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. It seems like we're pretty locked into the Sara route, which is nice. It's nice because at least like last time, you know, imagine choosing all your options to like try and get closer to Haruka and then Yuka's like, oh my gosh, I just love you so much. And it's like, okay, okay. Apparently I didn't choose the correct choices, but at least in this game, they seem to be more obvious, right? We're learning a little bit more about Sara and like and seemingly like there's stuff going on behind the scenes, right? Because I can't imagine the idea that Tsugumi and Sara were fighting and what they could be fighting about for this one pendant. And also the fact that we may or may not be a Takeshi clone. Who's to say? Who's to say, really? Never singing the Out of Infinity. I unironically can't wait for more of the tsundere. It will take me on that roller coaster. It will happen. It will likely happen after. Well, if you by tsundere you mean Tsugumi, it will likely be on her route immediately after this one. So seemingly we're on the Sara route, so we should be fine for that. And then we complete that one, and then I will actually look at the guide, and we will make the correct choices of what must needs to be done. Whatever, nailed it. Tsukashi. But yes, it's very, very interesting. I want to see where it goes. I like today's session. It was very fun. We seem to be going through the days. I don't know if there's just more like stuff or more interest and intrigue, you know, but it seems like, I don't know. It seems like maybe we're moving at through days in a quicker rate. Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm like losing my words. It's obviously time to end stream, but also it's like we're moving through these I'm losing him. I'm losing. I can't say it. I don't know what I mean. We're moving through the days quicker than we did in Never 7. Never 7 was like so slow. This one is a lot faster, and I don't know if it's just because of the atmosphere or the intrigue, or if it's just because like more stuff is happening. But it's like I'm enjoying my time with it so far. So yes, we will be back with some more of this game next week. And yeah, let me go ahead and look for somebody to raid. If anyone is online for Twitch, we might also end it a little bit early. Kind of depends.
You're doing you're doing great, Courie. I'm the clone. I'm the real clone. You'll never know where the real one is. You'll never guess. The only one who's online right now is Kirito. I've been reading into Kirito a lot lately, but I mean, it's Danganronpa. It's like a good segue, like from this game to Danganronpa, right? And also they're doing the trial of all time, which is chapter 5 class trial, which is great. So let's go ahead and say hello. Kirito Narukami. There we go. And that started for Twitch. And then let me pull up YouTube so that we can get ready to end the stream here. And move over here. All right, let's go over to ending screen. Yes, well, if you are here, thank you so much for joining me for a little bit. I really appreciate it. I really like the Era 17 streams. They're very fun, at least for right now. Maybe there's gonna be a lull period where it's just like, gosh, I can't wait for this game to end. It's entirely possible, but for right now, I'm really enjoying my time with it. It's the right amounts of serious and then also kind of goofy and just like, I'm having a good time with it. So have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time it is. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye-bye.